I'm a gun-toting patriot, God-fearing patriot. Bryson, why they mad? Cause I'm real and they be faking it. Free speech advocate, it's on my mind, I'm saying it. I'm about to buy another gun and ain't nobody taking it. Gun-toting, Bible reading, God believing, truth speaking, American. This MAGA season, Democrats committing treason. I know they think it's sweet, but you don't know who you dealing with. This for free thinkers only. You ain't got no membership. They free General Flint out the cage, cause he innocent. Barton Roger Stone, cause the run know that he innocent. We need to kick out every single illegal immigrant. Mandatory voter ID laws we need to implement. Tell Justin Smollett that I know this MAGA country. Tell China we know they.
Hello, everybody. I am all over the place tonight. I am so late, so disorganized. I'm so sorry, guys. But I was looking for some headphones, finally got them. All right. Let me know who's here, everybody. Hit the chat. Let me know if my people are here, because we are about to get into a lot of information that is crazy. It's crazy, in my opinion. We've been talking. Me and my cousin Tony have been talking on the phone for days, for like 5 or 6 hours. And King Tony is here. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Ruby.
Hey. So we got John Marciano here. If anybody else wants to say hello, we can give introductions. How is everybody doing? Because me, Jimmy, told you I was going to get crazy. Jimmy, we need to talk to you. Like, we have been talking for days and hours, and we've been spiraling. Like, I couldn't sleep for 2 days. Then Tony cousin calls me, and she says she's paranoid about the drones, and that's the first thing I put on my title: discussion drones. So that's the very first thing that we're going to talk about, because we have a lot of opinions. So let's get started here. Okay, we got Jenny. Hi, Jenny. G, he says hello. John says Jimmy knows. Jimmy said he'll be on in a few. Okay, good. Because Jimmy is our Q guy. You know, he might know something or a theory, or like the way he just tells it to us helps us understand a little bit. Mm-hmm. Del Real Love, she says hello. How are you? We are doing good. I'm doing good. We're doing pretty good, relatively good, despite everything.
Last few days, rabbit hole, and Ruby's heard it all.
Yeah, we've been talking for like ever since last Tuesday, when Gigi, Jimmy, and Jesse was breaking my head with the Bible stuff. I couldn't sleep for days. And then I was going on the internet. We see the drone crap. I was like, I don't want to even hear nothing about the drones, because I'm not ready for that. I just found out about Cain and Abel and Adam and Eve. Like, I'm not ready for this. Hey, Shaq. He says, not sure if tonight's show can get any crazier than last week's. Oh, but it is, because me and Tony have been looking at videos, tweets. Everybody's talking about everything. But we were not panicking, right? Because that's what Jimmy always says. Like, oh, you know, it might get bumpy, but like there's an answer or like a reason for at least some of the things that we're seeing, right? Like we agree on that.
Right. But it's better than not knowing anything.
Yeah, but then it kind of dives into a very old episode that I did about the aliens, remember? Because we were like, if you believe that even exists. So the drone topic dives a little bit into whether or not you think if this is real, if it's an alien, UFO, UAP, whatever you want to call it, or is it man-made, manufactured, false flag or psyop or something that the government is doing to us.
Yep.
The Real Love says, remember when the military planes were seeing stuff up there? Yes, I remember that. She said her pastor says it's demons. Okay. We've talked about this before, and
remember the clip that I showed you we were looking at earlier?
Yeah.
That it was talking about the description of what they were seeing can possibly be similar to the description of what an angel would look like in the Bible.
Right.
That's gonna be we'll talk about it, but yeah.
Right. We're gonna get into that. Jay says hello. Hey Jay. Okay, so yeah, because some people are gonna say it's demons, right? And I already said on that stream that I agree with that. I think it might be demons, right? But then, even though okay, maybe two things can be true. Okay, I don't want to sound like I'm contradicting myself, but maybe it is something.
You're just open to the different ideas. That's it.
Okay, yeah. So let's start speculating. It could be supernatural because of the movement, because of technology that we don't possess, or certain mannerisms that the human body cannot take. Or as if it was like a self-flying thing. There was probably no driver, no human in that because of the G's that it was moving through. You know, you would either pass out or die or whatever. Or maybe it is a drone with no human inside of it, but big enough to be like an aircraft that they want to make it seem as if it's a UFO, like in the movies.
Hey. Well, I guess that's what the topic's gonna be. Are we starting? Is this the beginning of the topic?
Yeah, I mean, I know on, but I'm saying that it could probably be both. I'm saying maybe it is supernatural, but at the same time, I know the $1 trillion that we spend in the military industrial complex is going to produce something like this. Something that we can't explain, something that we've never seen before, advanced technology, something that would shock us or scare us or whatever it is. But I do think that we paid for those things in the sky. Like they've made it. It's military. It's the government.
I mean, and they've held it from us for this long. Why?
Well, I mean, there probably wouldn't be a reason to bring them out unless there was a reason. So now that makes me think, if they're bringing it out now, is there a big enough threat that they would bring out these drones because they're possibly looking for something or someone?
Yeah. I saw that, Jeannie. Yeah.
Ginny says Trump did a video and said that the government knows exactly when and where the drones come from. Yes, Ginny. But then the very next question, the reporter says, did you have an intelligence briefing? And he says, I don't want to comment on that.
Because the point is, he's trying to say, oh, we know what's going on. It's just they don't want to tell the people.
But then he goes ahead and he says the same thing.
It could go either way, though. Like, does it mean like there are extraterrestrials, or does that mean that our own government's trying to like dupe us? Like, I don't know. It could go both ways. I don't know.
If you would only say that if you believe that aliens exist.
Well,
because if you don't believe that, then I wouldn't even entertain
I believe
that
in aliens. I believe it's possible. I told you that in the stream.
Yeah, but then remember how we've been talking about that those aliens are demons.
I know, but then after the conversation you had with Jimmy and Gigi last week, I'm like, there's so many points that they're bringing out, and we've had conversations when it comes to the Bible, and like we're seeing things that we've never read it the way we've read it now, so it's giving us a better understanding. So. And it helps to make more sense as to why the Bible is saying this, and that, you know?
Okay. Shaq says maybe... Shaq says maybe something from another dimension got released from the CERN Collider?
CERN Collider?
Collider? Okay, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, our man is here. He took a couple rips from the bong, so he's ready.
Hey, Jimmy!
Good evening, Tony. How you doing, dear?
Good. How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing good. I tell you what, hang on. I'm sorry about this. I'm having the same problem as I had last week. When I'm on YouTube just watching you guys, the volume is really loud and good. But then when I come on here, it's like I can barely hear you two ladies.
Yeah,
So,
I had the same thing. I had to switch to my laptop for some reason.
yeah, so let me back out real quick. Sorry everybody for making an appearance and then leaving again. And let me clear some stuff out and I'll come back on.
Okay, all right. So we'll see Jimmy in a minute. Okay, so the CERN thing, Shaq, we need to look into that. So in another stream, we will come back to that point, because I think I've heard of that. Like they were like, oh, these particles and like these atoms, and they wanted to like break up an atom, that it would open up a portal or something. Like there's a lot that goes with that. I don't know if that's what it is, but I'm gonna look into
it. It's called what?
It's called CERN, CERN.
But he said something else before. He said something collider.
Yeah, that one right there.
Are those two different things, or are they the same?
I think that's the same thing. And I think I have heard of this before. I think I did, because I read like an article about it.
I heard of this.
Okay, so write that down in the notes, and then we'll come back to that in the future.
It's called
Oh, he says that it's in Switzerland. That's the God Particle Laboratory. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now I think that's what it is. Yep.
CERN Collider is the name of the laboratory?
Yes, and it's in Switzerland. That's what he's saying.
CERN Collider. Okay.
CERN, yeah. Jeannie says, we are being duped. It has something to do with the government. It's controlling the narrative so they can pass a law about total control of airspace. That's a good theory. That's a really good theory.
Total control of airspace? Like, what do you mean?
Well, for example, if you remember in 9/11, they needed a terrorist attack to institute new laws about privacy, and they came up with the Patriot Act, and it essentially changed the whole TSA and the airports and everything. But they couldn't do that without an event that would have the whole nation agreeing with them to impose these laws on us because of the attack. So if I'm following Jeannie's line of thinking, they are doing this as a psyop to get us scared and to fearmonger people. And then Congress is going to be like, oh, we want to legislate yada, yada. And like she's saying, airspace. And everybody's going to go along with it because they're afraid about what's going on. They don't know what's going on. And then they can pass whatever law they want.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, that's the best way that
I
can explain
basically
it.
stating like something big has to happen in order for them to institute certain laws and policies that they want to impose on us.
Exactly. Yes.
I understand. That makes sense.
And that's how they continue to get us with these school shootings. I'll leave that for later because we're talking about the drones, but that's basically what the school shootings are also. They're trying to create such a fear-mongering towards the people so that people can disarm themselves because of these people doing the shootings. Okay, but we'll talk about that another time. We're gonna talk about the drones and everything that's happening on the internet with the drones.
It's everywhere. Like I was showing TikTok and Instagram and going through YouTube, and it's just everything. It's everywhere.
Right. But
bro, it was in New York City. I don't even know if that was AI or not, but it was in New York City. I just saw a live stream of someone in I don't know if they were in Staten Island or they were in like the Bay Ridge area. Yeah. But you could see the Verrazano Bridge, and you see we were counting it. I had Ruby on a shared screen time because I was like, you have to see this. Like this is alive. This is someone recording right now. And you see like 4 things flying in the sky back and forth.
And people were putting lasers and stuff like that. People been joking that they were going to shoot them down or whatever. And then like people were telling me, oh, well, that's illegal. What? If you saw something in the sky and you didn't think about shooting it down, then I would question who you are. Because if you're not scared or like trying to like protect yourself, your country, your home, your family, I would want to shoot it down too. Like, what you mean that's illegal?
Yeah.
Like what? I don't know.
That's what she was. That's what you were saying. Yeah. So wait, question, Jimmy, is that how you feel?
Yeah, we need Jimmy's.
For me, I think I would be a tiny bit, but curiosity kills the cat. But I would be a little curious to know a little more about them before going and shooting them down. Oh, but that's just me.
All right, so let's break this whole thing down a little bit deeper. Y'all ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we'll see how at the end of the night, we'll see if we blow Ruby's mind this week too or not, but we'll see. Especially when Gigi and Jesse come on later. All right, so this whole drone thing, when it first hit the news, I was like, oh Lord, here we go again. Okay, all right. So I haven't given it much attention in the beginning. And then once I did some research with some of the sources I look at, I found some other theories that a lot of people aren't talking about. So I'll bring those up in a second. But the first thing that I want to ask is, Tony, you just said that it's everywhere. It's all over social media. Everybody's talking about this. Okay, so let's back up. What was everybody and the internet talking about in 2020?
COVID.
The Beetle.
Okay. What was the mainstream media doing on their platforms during that time?
Distracting.
Mm-hmm. And putting out the jab.
No, it's not exactly what I'm going for. What were they doing to the people?
Scaring them.
How were they doing it?
About like you're gonna lose your job, and if you don't do this, you're gonna
or you're gonna kill your family members because you're not VA, and you need to protect people. And it was like this fake love, like, oh, you need to care about your neighbor if you want to live your life and stuff like that.
All right, so all that is true. I'm not getting, don't get me wrong on that. All that is true.
Okay.
Where I'm going with is, what was the media showing on their screen 24/7?
Death.
Yeah, people dying. The number escalating. Like, oh, the number of deaths.
Yeah. Actually, didn't I say the numbers were kind of exaggerated, but I don't know.
Yeah, we're not even gonna go there, but yeah. Okay. You're right, but we're not even gonna go there right now. I'm going. So we have them saying that you're gonna kill your grandma, you're gonna do this, you're gonna lose your job, you're gonna do all that. In the meantime, in the beginning, the way they were presenting their narrative was with the case ticker and the death ticker all over mainstream media.
Yeah.
What does that mentally do to the people that just watch the media?
Oh.
Yeah, it scares them. It's fear mongering. It gives them anxiety, depression.
Yeah.
It makes them do things that they probably wouldn't do.
It's easier for them to listen and to follow.
Yeah.
Correct. So with that said, what's the number one thing that the deep state globalist Illuminati use to control people?
The television.
That's not where I'm going for. What emotion?
Oh, emotion.
What emotion?
Fear. And what do they use to drive fear?
A crisis.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
And what have we learned about propaganda? It's flashy. It's instant. It's in your face. It's exciting. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So when that stuff happens, what should we be doing?
Wondering what they're really trying to hide?
Absolutely. Y'all see where I'm going? Y'all see where I'm going with this?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, but that's the scary part. Because, what really are they trying to hide? Do you know?
Right.
I have an idea.
We're gonna speculate in 2 seconds. Yes, because we have a lot of ideas. Go ahead.
I don't think none of y'all have mentioned this yet. But so let's continue on the track we were on. I feel like this is like class session or something. Shit like that.
Yep.
Okay. So the drones come out. It gets spread all over the media. All right, people are pushing. It's the number one thing they're talking about. However, what two stories were big in the news before the drones came out?
Did he?
The Luigi shooter.
Oh.
Okay.
And Syria was a big one. The fall of that government. And
okay.
Well, I'm talking about what would be more directed to the United States citizen, because Syria, your average citizen, they're not paying attention to that shit.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true. Okay, so the shooting was the biggest thing. The shooting.
The shooting.
Damn, what was the other one? I don't
Mm.
know.
See-
The pardon. They were being giving preemptive pardons for people and stuff like that.
Okay,
Exactly.
I don't. What can you tell me about that quickly?
Yeah. Well, one, Hunter Biden was pardoned.
Yeah,
You know-
Biden pardoned his son, and they
yes,
were talking about like
okay.
nepotism
Okay,
and that kind of stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right, so-
I know that.
So you had that, and then you had the talk of preemptive pardons for Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi, all these people on the J6 committee. All right. And what happened to those stories?
What I mean, nobody's really talking. I mean, they're joking about it now as if it's funny rather than like taking it seriously. And then now the drones thing, they're not even talking about Luigi or the pardons or anything that has to do with the president or Joe Biden or nothing.
Do you know why they had to shift the narrative? Because, hold on, I'll tell you in a second. Do you know why they're shifting the narrative?
Any theory, King Tony? Go ahead.
I don't know.
Okay. I think it's because they don't want us really understanding why they were pardoned for, because there's a lot of information that is going to come up for people to say, well, why was he pardoned and stuff like that.
Yeah, we had that conversation.
But I mean, that's a lot of illegal stuff. Like, what you mean you're going to pardon somebody like that?
I want them to rip the Band-Aid off. Just rip it off. Let us know. Like,
yeah.
In line with that comment, Tony, I put up a post the other day. I think it was yesterday. I put up a post. We'll get back to this, but I put up a post that said, "Do you know how to eliminate every conspiracy theory?
Yeah, to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, right. That would end it all, and it would help us heal faster than all this misinformation.
Hide behind those words, conspiracy theory. They
use absolutely.
They use it to their advantage because they know we're telling the truth, but they want to make us look crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go back to the whole those two stories: the Hunter Biden story and the CEO story. One of the reasons why they had to quit pushing it is because the digital soldiers were exposing them all over media for what the whole Hunter Biden situation was and for the whole CEO thing.
Wow.
The digital soldiers were putting out the truth. And once the truth starts coming out about that stuff, they have to back away from it because they can't spin it. Right. So that's one reason why those stories have disappeared from the mainstream media. The other reason these stories have disappeared from the mainstream media is what Ruby touched on, is there's a lot more to those two stories.
Yes.
And the more they get talked about by the mainstream media, the more your everyday citizen is going to be like, what are they talking about? What do they do? And then they'll start digging in on the story. So by changing the narrative, no matter what it is, 9/11, Pearl Harbor, whatever it is, once the people start digging in on a story, they have to get off of it, because they know the attention span of the American people is that of a gnat.
Yeah, unfortunately, they got TikTok brain.
Because what was the big story last week?
Yeah, I think I forgot already.
Luigi.
Oh, that's right. I said that.
That was a week ago.
Yeah.
And no one's fucking talking about it.
Like 3 weeks ago, no?
What's that?
We would think so, that it was like 3 weeks ago, but it was like a week ago. It was
like 3 weeks, a month ago.
But it was still like the number one topic that people were talking about.
Yeah, it's still the last, right? The most recent, yeah.
Yeah, it was trending and all that. But okay, wait, Jimmy. So do you think that they stopped talking about the whole Luigi stuff because these people on the internet found out that the CEO was going to be testifying? And I think you said this last week too. That
that was like one of the first things we talked about.
But do you think that that's true? Like, is that the reason?
I think it's one of the reasons. Absolutely. He was involved with Nancy Pelosi. Oh, and get this. I can't verify this yet. So take this as speculation right now. But I saw a story that there were tunnels connected under the CEO's house.
Stop it.
I saw it. I need to verify it.
No way. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of theories going around, and I think the one that I can actually go with in my mind was the testifying. He was about to testify, or he was in cahoots about Nancy Pelosi. It was I didn't dive into it, but it was something to that effect, and that I can agree with, that they would want this guy out because he was going to testify towards something.
Yeah, and this is why I said, a week ago or whenever it was, that is it possible that this was a white hat operation, and to get
one of their own?
to get the CEO under witness protection? Is this a way to get him out of the limelight, to take him under witness protection so he can testify against these people in military tribunals?
You think he died?
There's that. You have to put it out there.
It's something to think about.
I'm telling
you. It's I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. But so wait. You really don't think he died?
No, he's saying that that's a theory.
Me personally, if you ask me personally, what I believe, I don't think he's dead.
I know what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. But what makes can you give me like your reasoning?
A reason, yeah.
Because he was set to testify against the corporation and would implicate Nancy Pelosi in her involvement.
Which she was pardoned for already, probably.
No, she was. What happened? So let me see if I can get this figured out. Back in February or March, there was a cyber attack or a cyber leak or something on United Healthcare. And the company that was set to investigate and fix it, that particular, I can't remember the name of it, but Nancy Pelosi took out stocks in that company. So there's some insider trading going on there.
Right.
And Nancy Pelosi has deep ties in Maryland. She's actually, I think she's related somehow, I could be wrong, to the D. Alessandro family, which is also tied in with Mangino's family. So this is the reason why the media stopped talking about it, because they don't.
Why wouldn't they want to talk about it though?
Because it implicates Nancy Pelosi. It implicates the corruption from United Healthcare.
Okay.
They can't let that get out. That would ruin her.
What was she pardoned for?
What's that?
What was she pardoned for?
She wasn't pardoned for anything yet.
Oh, I thought you mentioned that she was one of the people pardoned.
No, it was like preemptive pardons.
They were talking about doing a pardon for her.
Oh, okay. I thought they were already pardoned, but that's until he's inaugurated, and then supposedly, or
no, that Biden might pardon them.
Yeah.
Before he leaves office. And now everybody on the internet is saying, well, why would you need a pardon for if you didn't commit any crimes?
Exactly.
So why is that even a conversation to have? Why would she even need one? I mean, I knew about Hunter. I knew he was kaput with everything that happened on the laptop stuff. But when they were talking about all these other names, I'm like, why would they even be considered if there is nothing to pardon them for? Like, what could possibly be the reason?
Okay.
So then the shooting happens. Now we're speculating he probably has something to do with whatever she was trying to cover up or hide or whatever.
Okay.
And some people think like he's in witness protection, like Jimmy said. But then my perspective is like, well, if they did want him whacked so that he doesn't testify, then maybe he really is dead, because Nancy doesn't want that coming out.
I'm trying to say, like, what makes him think
that he's alive?
Because it's very possible that they could have killed him.
Do you think Jeffrey Epstein's alive?
Yes,
I think thought. So.
Yeah, I hold both beliefs, that either he was murdered, he didn't commit suicide, or that he is alive and they had to take him away so that he can maybe have a private trial or something, or reveal information, or what, because
or continue in a different island. What?
Oh, he won't continue on a different island. That's his operation is done and over with.
No, I think the government took him, is what I'm saying. He is guilty. He was in jail when they got him, but I think they put maybe a fake body, or maybe they killed him.
one of the things that folks need to learn is during the last 8 years, you have to put everything on the table.
Right, exactly.
Nothing is off the table.
What I see is that if politicians were involved in that, what makes you think that the government was condoning it? You know what I'm saying? Like they knew about it already.
The government knew about it, yes.
Oh, okay. So then they were condoning it in a sense. They didn't do anything about it until they came out into the open.
Correct,
Right?
because the majority of them are implicated in all that. Why do you think you haven't seen the Epstein files and the Diddy files yet?
Right. There's a lot of stuff going on that we don't know about.
But do you see how this conversation has gone? Once we started talking about the stuff, we start digging deeper into it.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they don't want people doing.
Right.
That's
and we do it every day. Yeah.
That's why they have to change the narrative.
Right. And distract us with something else that would top the Luigi stuff going on.
And that's where the drones. And that's where the drones come into play.
Yep. This is the plan B.
Are we gonna play some skits? We got some skits to show.
I mean, I think people have seen that. Unless you wanna share if you're on the laptop, you can share your screen if you want to. But I do have another theory on X that I wanted to share of somebody giving his theory. So
what were you gonna say, Jimmy?
Do y'all want to do that now, or let me
finish what you're saying? Because we don't.
Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
So you have all the drones in the sky right now, and at first they come out and say, "Oh, we don't know whose drones these are. But they're not they're not U.S. military. They're not government. Blah 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 blah." Okay, well, they might not have been those, but they could have been CIA. They could have been CIA drones, so they're technically not government and not military. So you have that. Because if it was foreign, they can't come out and say if it was foreign, because if it was foreign, they need to be shot out of the sky. Right. And I know people are saying, well, the people on the ground. Okay, well, you had 30 of them allegedly harassing Coast Guard ships off the coast.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell me you can't take one of those down? It's going to land in the freaking ocean.
Well, I saw some skits where like the people, they zoom in with these cameras, and it showed like the drones around this specific one that was very bright, right, and kind of like see-through, almost transparent, almost.
Mm-hmm.
But this is from far away, obviously, and the drone interacts with that whatever it is, and then all of a sudden it stops working and it falls.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I'm not a drone expert.
The government is attacking the show.
I will say this personally. It's not. I don't believe it's aliens. Right. I don't believe it's demons. I don't believe it's anything supernatural.
Right.
I believe.
Do you believe in angels and demons?
Yeah, I do.
Have you personally experienced like that?
I mean, not personally had an angel come to me or a demon come to me. Is that what you're referring to?
Or
like a supernatural experience or something.
Have you ever had one?
I haven't had a supernatural experience yet.
Okay, but you still believe in it.
I still believe in angels and demons, yes.
Okay.
I
just need to clear.
So you think it's government?
I do. And here's the other thing. Yeah. We know, and when I say we're talking about the digital soldiers. We know that the deep state is trying to do a lot of damage before Trump gets inaugurated.
Yup. Okay? They're sabotaging it before he could even get in.
They're sabotaging everything. And what have I said about, if a robber gets caught, he just doesn't give up. He's going to fight to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wants to fight to the end, that means he's willing to sacrifice anyone or anything that gets in his way.
Yes.
So have we not had enough evidence to show us that the deep state is willing to kill innocent Americans to push their agenda?
Yes. And it's happened many, many times before. That's what we call them, false flags, so that they cry about these American lives, and then they say we have to go to war. And they do these things, and that's why I don't like it.
So let me ask you this. What would a dirty bomb do to a city on the East Coast?
It's destroying everybody.
Everything. Yep.
So why has there been reports, and I can't give you the dates, I saw them the other day, but why has there been reports of missing nitrate and missing, oh God, there was another chemical that was missing just here recently. But anyway, there's reports of missing chemicals that can create bombs.
Okay, so do you? Go ahead.
If the deep state knows that they're almost caught and they're just going to do whatever they can to take out whoever they want to and willing to do, who's to say there's not a dirty bomb floating around somewhere on the East Coast? And these drones, even though they could be CIA, they could be Space Force. No one's mentioned that, I don't think.
Space Force.
Yeah,
I've heard that theory on X that
using thermonuclear technology to be able to scan the area to see if they can find this missing, this dirty bomb or missing proponents that make these dirty bombs. There could be that. So let's go and see what Trump said. Trump said, I know what the government's doing, but they can't say, is pretty much what he said.
Right.
And he basically alluded to the fact that they know what's going on.
Yes. No, he said that. He didn't allude to it. He said that. He said the government knows what's going on. They're just not saying anything about it. They know where it's
coming from. They know where they're going. They know what's happening. They just don't want to.
So let's just speculate for a second. What if it is the military, Space Force, looking for traces of a dirty bomb or the material to make dirty bombs? And what if that was the case?
All over the country?
Right now, it's mainly over in the East Coast, and it could be in other cities too. Just don't know.
I think it was Colorado. I saw what was the other one?
I think there was one in LA too. I think.
So like this is all over the country.
Well,
the tunnel system's pretty massive, isn't it?
Jimmy, stop it! Because we were just talking about. We were just talking about the trafficking. I told you
literally. Oh my God!
And you showed me a clip.
I mean, they have the ability. They have the ability to get from New York to LA in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, there's an underground world that we live.
Yeah,
in.
the maglev trains. Yeah, look those up. Yeah,
I don't even know anything about that.
Okay, so that's a whole another rabbit hole. I can't see the comments right now. I'd love to see what they're saying in a second. But anyway, so if there is missing material to make a bomb or a dirty nuke or dirty bomb already made, they could transport it from New York to LA. So that would be maybe a reason why the drones are in LA. But then you have the Denver airport, and we know how evil the Denver airport is, what's under that. And those,
I don't think we know that, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I don't think we know.
Oh, that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Okay, we'll put a pin on that.
Denver airport. Yeah, go look that up and check out some of the.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh my
check
God.
out some of this stuff. Yeah, Denver is a very well-known place for human trafficking.
Stop.
And to be able to get to the human trafficking, how are you going to do it? Tunnels underneath.
Okay.
So hey, you said in the beginning, I was your Q guy. I'm giving it to you. Y'all just go look it up.
You're writing this down?
So that could explain why some of these drones are over Denver, over LA, because it does match up with everything else that we know. So there's that possibility. And let's look at body language. Did Trump look as stressed out about these drones as you think he should?
He didn't. No. He was nonchalant. This dude was chilling, like,
What's that tell you? What would that tell you?
That I know.
That he's probably in control. That he at least knows, and he's just waiting until he gets into office, and then he'll do something about it. Because I hope he does.
So if that's the case, And the media is not talk. Why would the media not talk about the possibility of the bomb situation and the missing material? Why would they not talk about that?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
Okay, so if this whole situation or speculation that the Space Force is looking for a dirty bomb or materials to make bombs, why wouldn't the media report that?
Because do you know the havoc that would like that would
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It would cause chaos in America.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what have we learned about Trump and his moves?
If they say anything, whoever has the bomb is probably going to speed up whatever plans they got to do with that.
Yes. And what has he shown? And this is open. Y'all can debate me on this if you want. But when it comes to war, a wartime president has to do what costs the least amount of damage to the population.
Okay.
Right.
So
I agree with that.
So, you have a choice. You can save 3 million people, but you're going to have to give out 100 to go into this battle. You're going to lose 100 guys, but you're going to save 3 million people.
A sacrifice.
So those are the decisions a president has to make when it comes to wartime stuff. So in this situation, knowing that the American people would lose their damn minds if they heard nuclear bomb, dirty bomb, that they heard that, they would lose their minds, and it would create hysteria and chaos and confusion. And we don't need that right now.
Right. We're so close to this inauguration. It's just not the time to deal with it. But okay, to Jimmy's question, it might also reveal that these things do exist, that there are corrupt people in this government that are doing operations that are not authorized or whatever the case may be. And then if they knew that there was a missing dirty bomb or whatever, chemical, whatever, they would do the investigations. They would subpoena people. They would do this whole thing that those people are not willing to expose right now because they're in on it. So in my opinion, I think that they're doing all of this. They're trying to get ahead of it, basically. They're trying to get ahead of it.
How did they get their hands on that in the first place?
Oh, it's easy. CIA,
Have you seen Mission Impossible?
Government contractors.
Yes, but this sounds like an inside job.
Everything is an inside job.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
Yes. Everything.
Exactly.
Everything is an inside job.
I believe that. I believe it is. Yeah.
And the deep state is trying to push several agendas at one time.
Right.
Because why? What did we have yesterday? Another school shooting.
Oh, forget about it. We're gonna get into that one in a minute. But I do want to share this clip.
Yeah. So that's my opinion of what's going on. I just got my popcorn over here and I'm just eating it and watching it.
Covered almonds.
And see what happens. I'm not stressing it one damn bit. Does Trump look like he's stressing it?
No, but we'll come back to that Trump point because I want to bring something out that Tony told me earlier. I want to play this clip. This is a theory. I think this guy is also speculating, but I think this is good for us because we're all doing this on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to hear other people's ideas.
All right, everyone's asking me, so I will talk about the drones and all this stuff. But first, I got to sing for you the famous John Lennon song. Come on. There's UFOs over New York, and I ain't too surprised. Strange days indeed. Most peculiar, mama. Come on, you remember that. But did you also remember what JJ put on the cover? Oh, what is that? What is that? All right, just because it's UFOs doesn't mean it's UFOs. It means unidentified. I get it. Right. And that's what's going on. That's what has people all messed up about it. But don't forget, Donald Trump in his first administration spent a lot of money on the military. $870 billion to protect the United States of America. So when it comes to those drones, do you think like nothing's going on? Oh, the military's go, oh, we don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. You don't get it? Seriously, think about it. What if the drones was our own military, our own shit that they're testing?
Yep. I agree with that. Could be.
Yeah.
And that's what I was telling Tony earlier. I said it's ours. We probably paid for that
They're
with our
putting on a
taxes.
show for us. They're literally putting on a show for us.
Yeah. That's why we keep telling everybody, enjoy the show.
Yeah. Yeah. My God.
The
Yeah.
thing is, the majority might believe it, right? Or what do you think?
I think a lot of people are still yellow hats and they're going to believe they're not going to want to listen to it at all. But then you have the orange hats who, you know, what is it? Orange crap. Get my colors mixed up. But the ones that will just sop up what the media says. That's yellow hats. That's yellow hats. Yellow hats. They'll just sop up what the media says.
Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
There's a lot of yellow hats.
There is a lot of
Yes.
yellow hats. But now let's go back to what Trump said on the rally trail, on the campaign trail. And when he said that he wanted to create an iron dome over the United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So could what Gene Ho said about it's our Space Force, because Space Force is our military. Mm-hmm. It's another branch of the military. Could they be testing it and showing the deep state, hey, we got this shit in place. Try us.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe it might be a show for other countries to see that we have advanced technology that we could wipe them out with just one of these drones.
So to go back what Ruby said earlier before I came on, she said one thing can, or two things can be, how'd you say it? One thing can be.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the phrase?
That both things can be true at the same time.
Exactly. And that's actually in Q Post. It does say that the things could be true. Certain things can be true at the same time.
Right. Okay.
So we just don't know yet how this is going to play out. But why are we freaking out about it? We know not to live in fear.
I mean, I just came out of a cult. Like,
well, I get that. It's a growing process, Tony.
Like, I'm like, please give me some air. I need a minute.
But it's waking you up, isn't it? All of these things are waking you up.
And I know there's somebody in the comment, I don't even know who, I just saw real briefly, says something about all these conspiracy things. You know, my response to that is, tell me one conspiracy that has come up in the last 5 years that hasn't been proven to be true. We told you CV was BS. Guess what? Right. We found out CV was BS. We told you that Trump didn't use the whole fine people hoax.
Right.
You know, there's a whole list of things that the media pushed and called a conspiracy theory. And lo and behold, we were correct every time.
Okay. Now the same person is telling me, Ruby, if you believe in God, and I know you do, if there are UFOs, then there is no God as we know it in the Bible. I don't know what you mean by that, but that's why I said both things can be true, because like I said, I don't want to seem like I'm contradicting myself, because I did say in that other stream, I do believe that aliens are demons, and that whole like narrative of UFOs was either demonic, but I also believe that it could also be the government, and those things could be true. It could be a supernatural spiritual war going on and we don't know about it, or it can also be that the government is showing off their technology.
Yeah, it could be both things.
Exactly. And that's why we're here talking about it, because it's crazy how they're just popping up all over the place.
But in my opinion is this has nothing to do with demons and aliens. That's just my opinion. I don't see that being the case. At least they're not the ones flying these crafts, or I don't see that right now. And y'all know I'll go down some rabbit holes and throw some outlandish stuff out there, but I just don't think this situation calls for that. I think this is more of a military thing, And that's where I believe at right now on this.
Okay.
But to say it's UFOs and demons, what does that do? That creates anxiety. That creates fear. And anything that creates anxiety and fear, 9 times out of 10, it's propaganda.
Did you have a question, Tony, before I bring up something else?
I think I forgot it. It'll come
Okay,
back.
because I was gonna tell you that I wanted to ask Jimmy with the whole drone situation. What if because I've been seeing this also on X, Project Bluebeam, and I don't know what it is, but people have been talking about it, and I just looked it up, and I just wanted to ask your opinion. Do you think that that might be another theory about these drone situations?
I sent you a clip on Project Bluebeam, I think. I don't
Yeah.
But do you know about that?
Oh yeah, I know about Project Bluebeam. Yeah.
Okay.
Know all about it. Well, I know about it. Listen, I can't say I know all about it, but I know about it. And I also know about the CGI stuff that they use to make whales look like they're coming out of a gymnasium floor. I don't know if y'all seen that clip. Dolphins and sharks and something else flying around an arena at a concert. It's all done by Project Bluebeam technology and CGI stuff to make people think that what they're seeing is actually real.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've seen that like on Times Square. It looks like a 3D thing coming out the screen, or is that different?
No, this is different. This is like, I wonder if somebody can find it. Whale jumping out of gymnasium floor, splashing out of gymnasium floor. See if you can find something like that.
Okay, let me see. But in the meantime, can you explain a little bit what that is, what the blue beam is about?
Basically, they can use projections and they can project things up into the sky to make you think it's real. Like, for example, the bat signal. That's the technology. That's kind of the concept there. They have something on the ground that they can, and project it in the sky.
Is that it, Jimmy?
Yes. Play that.
It looks like we got it all. And for the lowest.
Augmented reality.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So whatever technology they're using, the people in that audience thought that you saw their reaction. They thought they were actually seeing a whale jump out.
Yeah, that's kind of scared me a little bit.
Yeah, there's another one. Try dolphins flying around U2 concert.
Okay, let's see.
I think it was the U2. I think it was U2. I think it was another band. Can't remember the name of it. This is why I need a second. This is why I need a second phone when I'm doing the show with you guys, so I can look stuff up.
Okay, I think I did find something. All right, it says fish, waves, whale, and dolphins.
Yes, and it was at a concert.
No.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Like in real life?
Yeah, they think they're seeing that in the auditorium.
It's not a balloon? It looks like balloons.
It's not a balloon. It's projections. It's the technology they have. They can make things look real. That's what Project Bluebeam does.
It looks like it has like what you call those things? Like to make it fly. Wow, what?
So, I mean, they can make things look. I mean, think about all the technology Hollywood has, and to
Wow.
think about all the technology that they have that they've hidden from us for all these years. The government technology is probably 40 to 50 years beyond what we have right now.
Yeah.
Wow. It's you see,
Right.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might be another thing. They might be projecting these holographic type images that it looks like drones, but maybe there's nothing there.
Yep. Could be. Think about the planes at 9/11.
Yup, and I've said that before. Like when I grew up, we were questioning. Oh, I don't even think I told Tony this, but there was a theory out there that there were no planes that day. That it was a hologram. That it was augmented reality, and it made the sound of the plane, and it made you look like it was a plane, but it wasn't a plane because right before there's like a split second right before in that video where a bomb went off on the inside, that there was nothing hitting it from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's a wild theory, but some people actually believe that. And I did a deep dive. There was a whole website about.
Well, I mean, we're already open to the idea that was definitely an inside job, and they were doing that to us.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
that is mind blowing right now.
Yeah, and there's so much more. There's so much more to that incident. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm saying that happened 2001. We're in 2024, and we're hearing about this now. Like, I never heard that theory.
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, you probably really never thought about it.
Because it looks real. It sounds real.
So,
I mean, I lived right there, like 20 minutes from there.
I was there. We were all there.
The building and everything.
And I said the same thing. I saw. Yes, we saw it.
So this is the lesson that we've all been learning in this waking up process, is that we can't believe anything that we're being shown by the government and the mainstream media, because we know how they operate.
Yeah.
They're not telling us, they're not telling us the truth. So who are the ones out there that are creating
letting the people speculate and throw out what they think and
anybody that gets close to the truth, what happens to them?
They get silenced, or they get smeared, or they get called anti-Semitic or racist or conspiracy theorists. They start name calling people.
Mm-hmm.
And why would you do that?
To discredit them, so that people don't believe them.
Exactly. Because they're trying to hide their lies that they show on the Tell a Lie Vision.
Yo, stop it.
You're welcome.
You're breaking Tony's head now.
I will never, ever say that the same ever. Oh my God. It's literally right in the word.
Yeah. Again, hiding in plain sight.
No, you got to show them the Mickey Mouse video.
Oh, and Tony, listen, what do they call the show? What do they call the things that they put on the channels on TV? What do they call them?
Broadcasting.
I'm going somewhere else. I want to watch my favorite
show.
Give me another word.
Movie.
Channel.
No.
Channel. Okay, that's we can touch that in a second. But
okay.
Keep going. I want to watch my favorite blank at 10 p.m. tonight.
Oh, the drama thingies.
Program.
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah, program.
Oh, because programming.
Yes. So they want to tell a lie in their vision. They want to program you, and they use broadcasting, which is spelling, and they use their channels to do it.
Yes, because
look at Tony.
Yeah, broadcasting, like they're casting spells. Okay, go ahead, Gigi. Go.
Hold on, I gotta laugh at Tony for a second. This is great. I love this. I love
it. Hurts.
Tony, what do they give you at the district conventions, at the circuit conventions?
Those programs.
Yeah.
It's still hitting her. Sorry, Gigi.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
I love this.
You saw that video of the whale, right? And the concert also.
That scared me, and I wasn't even there.
Check this out. Do you remember that famous chapter in the Bible? It was Matthew 24, right? Well, now it's going to have a new meaning because on verse 4, I put it up there, Ruby, on the chat section. Verse 4 says, "And Jesus answered and said to them, take heed that no one deceives you." 5. For many will come in my name saying, I am the Christ. Now imagine if you saw Jesus come down in a hologram saying, I am the Christ.
That's blasphemy, right?
And then you go down to 23, verse 23, and he goes, if anyone says to you, look, here is the Christ, or there, right next to the whale, right next to that dolphin. I mean, this chapter carries on a whole brand new meaning now that we see this technology take place.
Yeah.
Wow. So then how do we know if it's augmented reality or if it's real?
I feel like, I don't know.
That's where you have to dig for the truth.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part. And that's where a lot of folks, they won't even know where to start. And then
because
they would get discouraged. They wouldn't know what sources to start with first or how to vet sources. People will watch one YouTube video from some random person, and that person could give the greatest theories, and be so way off, and the people will just believe it. They'll watch one video and think they're experts on the subject. You can't do that.
And hey, Ruby, I just wanted to also just say, going back just a little bit on the UFOs. UFOs are 100% real, and don't let anybody tell you no, because listen to the words: unidentified flying object.
Yeah,
they're just unidentified. That's real.
Yeah.
So I put in the chat section, the B-52s and not the band, but the actual plane, and the Raptors. Those planes used to be UFOs. So people would be like, "What the hell's that noise?" And it's a B-52 bomber or it's a stealth bomber, and they would fly them at night. And why were they flying them at night? Because they didn't want nobody to see what they were.
Right.
And there's documented proof through different CIA documents and other documents showing that the government was making like triangular looking planes. They were making what UFO, the alien aircraft would look like. They can make that stuff and make it look real to create fear on a population.
And also to even just test aerodynamics. There's all kinds of things, It could actually be innocent as well, and nefarious, like Jimmy says. It could be everything. But the point is, they're unidentified, and just because they're unidentified doesn't mean they're evil. It just means they're unidentified. And then, and then 20 years later, we're going to be like, "You guys are so stupid. That used to be a B-57 or B-79." Yeah, but that's, we can't see into the future.
Well, just like Tony reacted a second ago to the whole television program channel broadcasting thing, what picture has the media and Hollywood portrayed UFOs as?
These scary,
like weird looking
evil.
Yeah, that's what they've projected out there. So they've already put that thought. So when people hear UFO, most of your people will think aliens.
Right.
But like Gigi said, it's in the wording, unidentified flying object.
Yeah. Okay, wait. But if you believe that it is unidentified, because a part of me doesn't believe that. I do believe that they have already identified it, that they know what it is. It's just unidentified to us because they're not transparent enough to tell us the truth. So I don't believe when these politicians say, "Oh, we don't know what it is." And then Trump says, "Yeah, they do know what it is." And it's like you see two sides of everything. I don't think it is unidentified. I think it is them. It's us.
Unidentified was.
Yeah, technically the government knows what's going on, but to the population, they don't know that information. So, and the media keeps saying UFOs, UFOs, UFOs. So in their head, they're being scared to believe that it's aliens.
You don't remember Tom Cruise, War of the Worlds? That thing was
Oh, yeah.
funniest movie. When I saw that, I would tremble.
What's the title?
War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise and
Yeah,
Dakota Fanning.
I'm gonna have to write that down. Hold on.
And the aliens came from the Earth, from outside the Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw that. It came from underground.
Yes.
And they were harvesting humans.
And he lived in Jersey. He lived in
Yes.
Jersey.
No
Keep going, girls. Keep going, girls.
Stop it.
Yeah, he lived in Jersey in the movie.
Okay.
What have we learned about the movies?
They tell us the truth right in front of our faces in movies.
Exactly.
Oh my God! You know what?
Stop.
No.
What are you gonna do if they come in and aliens? Right, the aliens are here, UFOs are here, right? Supposedly, but what are you gonna do when they try to control the population? You think that's gonna get there?
We gotta get rid of them. We gotta get rid of them. Get your gun. Buy guns. We need to arm up.
Hold on one second. Why do you think why do you think there was an article in 2019 telling the American people that our Marines and our Army Corps were starting to be trained, in which they've been doing it for a long time, but it came out that they were being trained for subterranean warfare?
What does that mean?
Underground.
So what?
Underground?
Armies are now coming towards New York? Oh my God, stop it.
Where do you think these tunnels for human trafficking is?
Nah, chill. I didn't know that.
Underground. Yeah, our military. Look it up. I think it was 2019. U.S. military being trained for subterranean warfare.
Okay, look, I should just keep the notebook out because I just keep.
I was actually saying, look, you find the art. You can Google it real quick and show everybody.
Oh, okay. Hold on. You said.
What's it called?
I think it was 2019.
Okay, let's see. 2019. You said sub what again?
Military being trained for subterranean warfare.
Let's see.
Hey, and Tony, don't worry about like aliens, like, green creatures from outer space. Jesse says, it's his theory. And on the last comment, he put, "An aliens, they ate a Mexican and they got the space runs."
Oh my God.
But it's true. But you see, the point is, see, this is very true, because what happens is this: we already know that what happened during COVID, that everybody got whatever they got, and it was contagious. Right. So you can't tell me that somebody from Alpha Centauri is going to come to Earth, and their DNA is going to be just like ours, and they're not going to get sick and get the runs. No. Either they're going to kill us or we're going to kill them. So no, I really do believe what Elon Musk says. We are the aliens. We are the aliens. There's no little green creatures from outer space coming. That's just my opinion. I think we are 100% everything that you see going on right now.
There you go. What was that saying?
So this is one article in Newsweek. U.S. Army to spend $500 million training soldiers to fight underground. That was 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the other article was, well, it was just like a Google thing. Hold on. It says, in 2019, the U.S. Army released ATP 3-21.51. It's a how-to guide to subterranean operations.
So my question is,
well, I just Googled, and I have AI overview that says in 2019, the U.S. military, particularly the Army, significantly increased its training programs for subterranean warfare, focusing on preparing soldiers to fight in underground complexes like tunnels, sewers, and bunkers, with a major emphasis on developing tactics and acquiring specialized equipment to combat in dark, confined spaces, often seen as a potential future battlefield in urban areas.
So why would the military be training? And do you think it just started in 2019? No, that's just when we found out about it.
Yeah.
So
because
why?
they've been showing signs since the 80s, like since before, like years ago.
So you know all these little earthquakes that you hear all over the place.
I've heard about that
Yeah.
theory. That they're
If you
that
look at
they're
the
destroying tunnels.
if you look at the depths of these earthquakes, they're not like deep earthquakes like to the plates. They are like to the depth of where tunnels would be.
Right.
Now, Tony, this would and Ruby, this would you guys know?
That's serious.
In the 1960s, right, and 70s, when they were fighting the Vietnam War with the communists. So you have the North Vietnamese with the commies, and the South was the Americans. Well, what was one of the problems? Why couldn't they win the war? And they just the commies kept coming. Well, if you go to YouTube, you could just type in Korean or Vietnamese war tunnels. Just type in war tunnels in Korea, war tunnels. And guess what they did it with? They did it with picks and axes and shovels. Elon Musk has some really nice picks and axe. So imagine what the technology they have today. If the point I'm trying to say is that if the Koreans, the North Koreans and the Vietnamese were able to use this during wartime with shovels, imagine what they have today.
Oh, I can tell you right now. Go Google this. Alice boring system.
Yeah.
Alice Boring.
Boring. B-O-R-I-N-G.
Boring.
Yeah.
Alice Boring Machine?
Yeah.
Snap.
They're using it right now in LA to make a subway.
Pull the picture up when you get the chance.
Okay.
The whole Swiss Alps is filled with that stuff.
Are these the images? Can you see?
Go to that third one. Go to that third one. Yeah, go to that one.
View image. Okay.
That's the machine they use to dig the tunnels.
And they build a freeway. They build a freeway from France and England with those machines, and they just go through the Rocky Mountains.
Now now look at the design on that. Look at the design, and now pull up the logo for Walmart.
Walmart. Hold on. How do I get out of here?
Remember that design, everybody.
Okay, let's see. Walmart logo. What is that? What does that mean?
Well, then you type in the semi trucks that are going into those.
All right, hold on. Listen, before we go to the semi trucks.
No, don't do that. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Stop.
Look at the logo of Walmart.
Do you know how many Walmarts there are?
I'm going somewhere with this. Look at that logo and then go back to the picture of the boring machine. And flip between the two if you can.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that one has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
And Walmarts are linked to underground tunnels.
Stop it. And Hillary Clinton was on the board, wasn't she? Or something like that?
Yep.
And Elon Musk has a boring machine company too.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jimmy, I gotta show you this because Tony sent this to me. No. Wait. No,
What?
I have to show this. That one showed me Tony today. They have to see it.
Y'all having fun tonight?
This world getting crazy and crazy. They just found a Coca-Cola truck
Oh, yeah.
full of kids in Cicero, Illinois. This shit wild, man. Bro, they just found a
Bro, do you know how many trucks we passed by?
a fucking truck. We all, hey, they got you.
Can you believe that?
Absolutely. Do you know why they shut the ports down? Remember when the ports were shut down on the West Coast?
They went on strike.
Well, no. On the West Coast.
The ports were closed. Yes, why?
Back in 21, I think it was 21, the ports were closed on the West Coast. I think that's when it was. 21, 22.
West Coast, why?
Well, they were saying because of, what was the reason the media was putting it out there? Because I think the West Coast people were on strike. Nah, the military was scanning the cargo holders, the cargo ships. They were scanning those crates because that's how they traffic kids.
Oh, those big
Right.
Container ship,
Uh-huh.
those
Yeah,
containers.
the containers, the containers. Yeah.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
God. No, no,
They're
no, Tony. You gotta see the Sound of Freedom, but it's gonna mess you up. Like
Hold
it
on.
messed me
That
up for
sounds
days.
familiar. Hold on, let me see.
so we also heard that, Walmarts were going to eventually, okay, goes back a little ways, but that the Walmarts were going to be used as FEMA camps.
Yeah,
Okay, we've heard that.
I've heard
So
that.
then you got tunnels connecting all these Walmarts. You've got the boring machine that's got the same logo. Tell me that stuff's not connected somehow.
Wow, yeah, it's right in our faces. And then Shaq told me about the CERN thing, and this is the first thing that comes up. Powerful particle accelerator.
From
Yeah,
what
but
I understand, as right now with CERN, the White Hat military has control of that, and it's not being used.
Because they tried to use it recently, right?
That's the last intel I've heard on this.
Yeah, and it has the same type of
Yeah, the pets. What's
yeah,
that?
it looks like it.
It has how many sides?
Wow.
1, 2,
And
3, 4, 5.
going here, blow your mind again. On these container ships, what name do you usually see on these container ships?
The one with the M on it, I see those a lot.
Okay, the M. Okay, what else?
Taylor Swift. Oh no, it's a trucking company.
I don't know. I only see that one usually.
Ruby, look up a picture of evergreen cargo ships.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Hold on.
evergreen. That sounds familiar.
Evergreen cargo.
Yep.
Cargo. Oops. Shit. Okay.
Did he live near one of those container places or ports?
That's what Coty said, that he lived near.
Yeah. There's an island where or somewhere down in Florida where there's a bunch of rich people and actors, and they do live next to one of these ports.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that it?
Yeah, pull it up so we can see it. So we can see evergreen.
Let's see. Okay.
Okay. So remember a container ship that was stuck in the Red Sea? Was it the Red Sea, or where was it?
Oh, yes.
The Strait of Hormuz.
I remember that.
Okay, that was an evergreen ship.
Okay.
You ready for your mind to be blown? What was Hillary Clinton's code name?
Oh, I don't know.
Evergreen.
Oh no.
Look up.
Where did you find that?
Look at what is Hillary Clinton's code name?
You want me to Google that?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I'm a Okay, hold on.
Okay, I could do it if you don't want to get a straight.
No, it's okay. It's okay. What is Hillary Clinton's code name? But what do you mean by code name? Like, what does that mean?
I'll tell you.
Well, I guess to know which shipment is hers.
No, a code name is when on the radio, when all of the CIA agents are talking, all of the police officers, and they say Evergreen is on her way, or Evergreen is coming.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have every president, every vice president, every first child, first ladies. They all have code names. Like Obama's code name was Renegade.
I got it right here. Oh
So
my goodness.
So what's her code name?
You're not gonna believe this, but my computer is acting up. So hold on. I literally just had it and then I lost it.
Hillary Clinton's code name.
Yeah, and there's a website. 15 code names used by the Secret Service for first ladies over the years. Okay, you should see it, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, you go all the way down.
Okay. It says,
let's see.
Eleanor Roosevelt was Rover.
No, keep going.
Okay.
Hillary Clinton, right here. You see it on the screen? Right there, Evergreen. Oh my God.
Wait.
Why is
my
this
computer's
so...
crazy now?
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
computer's
God, you're
acting up.
yeah. Mine is freezing too.
Oh my God.
So again, it's all connected.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But are those holes in those
Hey,
containers?
Ruby, I'm gonna get going, but I wanted to show you what's happening in the news right now, and then I'm gonna leave. This just, I don't know if you go on the Gateway Pundit, but if you go on the Gateway Pundit, they'll send you to a Twitter page, and it says breaking footage from Tijuana, Mexico. It's happening right now. Illegals are not into the United States. They're in Mexico and they're crossing into the United States right before. Yeah.
You're breaking up, Gigi. You're breaking up.
Oh man.
Okay, say it again. Oh no.
Gigi.
Yeah.
Can you repeat? Can you repeat what you were saying?
Yeah, that it's breaking news right now in Mexico. They're just crossing the border to Tijuana.
Yeah.
Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh my
we can't
God,
hear-
Gigi, we can't hear you.
Yeah, you're breaking up, buddy.
Oh, okay. But
Try
yeah,
it.
just
Try
try
it.
All
to.
right, wait, no. Take your time and say it slowly.
No, I'm just saying that the illegals are crossing in record numbers in Tijuana, and you can see the live pictures there on Twitter. People are showing you them just walking across, and the administration is giving them the green light. Get them all in here as fast as you can before President gets in.
Wow.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, let's just say that's going to fail too, but that's what they're doing right now. Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, y'all remember like 3 weeks ago where it was really quiet, nothing was really happening?
Yeah,
Mhm.
What was I saying, Ruby?
To get ready.
I said it's too quiet right now. There's some stuff getting ready to pop off, and pop off it is.
All right. Well, thank you, Gigi, for joining us. He says good night. But talking about how movies tell us the truth, Tony showed me something, and I said I have to keep it on a tab because I have to share this. I'm gonna get the movie, and maybe you've seen this already.
Oh yeah,
we gotta play this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Stop,
It is, no, Jimmy, but it's crazy because it says 2025, and we are about to be in 2025.
Yeah, I know about this. This is awesome.
Oh,
okay, play it.
Okay, I'm gonna play it. That is freaking crazy.
He said that one guy said something. See if you go back and find it where he used the word entree
in that clip.
Yeah, it was like maybe like the second thing he said or whatever. He said, "You've given us an entree to fulfill our." He said something. I wanted to see if we could find that again because I wanted to hear that again so I could hear what he was saying.
Okay, so this is.
You have given us an entree of resources that we need.
Yes.
What is the entree?
Is it people? Stop it.
Adrenochrome.
Oh no. No way. I can't. I didn't even catch that.
Well, because hello, he's the alien. That's not a human speaking. He's talking to his people.
Exactly.
Oh.
You, the human, the human power elite.
Yes.
Not us, not we.
No,
you.
it's not. Yeah.
It's not me. I'm talking about you. It's not me. I'm something else. But thank you for the entree of resources that we've needed.
Wow. Wait, Jimmy, you gotta see this clip that Tony showed me today. You gotta see this. Look what this woman blown away.
We are the first species.
Pay attention, people. Pay attention.
To be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. Things we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight. We are the first species.
Pay attention, people. Pay attention.
To be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do, the babies we eat, the food we eat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen that before.
She said the babies we eat?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't show the other one with the Oprah.
I think Jimmy has seen that though.
Was that a Freudian slip or was that real?
No, that was real. That was real. She was telling you the truth right there.
You talking about the one with Oprah?
The one with Oprah.
I've probably seen the one with her. See, you guys are showing me things tonight that I saw back in 2020.
Wow.
Right, but I was like,
but this is awesome.
We have
this
to
is
share
awesome.
it. Yeah. Yeah, she said the
No,
babies
I was like, and then I Googled her. I was like,
yeah.
And he
hi,
said,
hi, Jesse.
And he said, "Thank you for the entree of resources that you provided for us."
Crazy. Yeah, I gotta see this movie. We're gonna see.
We gotta see that movie. It's called "They Live 1988," and
it's awesome.
I requested it for my library, so I'm gonna pick it up as soon as it's ready.
I was joking with Ruby. I was like, they better have those. They better have those glasses. They better got those glasses so they can.
Do you
see.
think those glasses exist still, Jimmy? Do you think we have those glasses to see these reptilian people and these skin crawlers, shapeshifters?
I've never been asked that question. I've never considered that, but damn, again, we can't leave anything on the table.
You know what? Can I answer that question? I don't think so, but I'm like Jimmy. I'm open to the idea that it is, but I don't think so because you remember that saying, "Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord." So some people are not blessed with that privilege of seeing the glory. Some men are, and before they die. But what I remember 1988. It was the year me and my wife got married, and I remember Roddy Piper. Now this gentleman, this actor, he was a hero to tons of kids, tons of teenagers and preteens in the World Wrestling Federation, and he was the funniest guy in the World Wrestling back in the 80s. And when in the 70s, wrestling was everything to the kids. I mean, it was just had all the, and Roddy Piper always pushed it to the limit. Yeah. So when a lot of us kids went to the movies to see this movie, we went to go see the star who was already fading, Roddy Piper. Yeah. But we didn't see the entree that Jimmy's talking about. We didn't see that thing because we didn't have those eyes of understanding. Mm-mm. But they're telling you all these things. You're watching it, but you're not aware of what they're saying. It goes over your head.
Right.
So you have this, but in the same decade, go back to 1984, I think, 83, 84, and look up the Series V.
The Series V?
Or what about in the 60s with Charlton Heston and Soylent Green?
Yeah. That one's good. So go find, see if you can find a clip for 1980s V trailer.
Oh, I remember this.
1980s. You mean Z like zebra?
As V as in Vendetta.
Oh, V. Okay, a 1980s V trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I could share my screen. Okay.
No, I gotta watch this now.
Yes.
Okay. Is it a TV show?
Yeah, it was a TV show. It was a little mini series.
Okay.
Right there.
Which one do I click? This one?
Yeah, you just try any of them. Let's see what it shows. I'll see if it's the right one or not.
When you shop with Shipt.
Okay, let's see.
Have you heard about them?
Yes.
They're everywhere. They're all around the world.
But wherever the reports have come from, Paris, Rome, Geneva, Buenos Aires, Tokyo, descriptions of the craft are all identical. And now I'm told that our affiliate station KXT in San Francisco now has a picture. Yes, there it is. Good Lord. It's coming in across the Golden Gate.
Oh, Quentin isn't here. There's nothing in his current box. I'm not sure what he was working on. He hasn't been here all day. Not at all.
You're gonna die.
Yes, I tried at home. There's no answer.
There's a dead man walking.
It is. Were you sure it's his car?
Oh, don't you see, Mike? He used his right hand. Yesterday, he used his left hand, so he's ambidextrous. No, he's not. Neither is Vivier. I checked. No, Mike. Till this week, they were both right-handed. And something very strange is going on here.
No!
Yo, that's what we saw earlier. That's what we saw.
Who was it? Yo, Ruby.
Because my kid and my ex-wife and all the people in their damn town are up there.
Wow, that's crazy.
You should play that video I sent you.
There's actually another video clip too where one of the aliens eats a mouse.
Yeah.
Oh,
Again, programming.
There was a video that was like, he was like, listen, all you got to do is just watch Independence Day, and that's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's coming.
Oh, yeah. I think you did send that to me. You sent that to me, right?
Yeah. If you got it, play it. Because that was crazy. He was like, if you just watch that movie, that you can prepare yourself right now for what's to come.
And I can add to that after you play that clip.
Okay, I think I found it. Wait.
I haven't seen that movie in you know how many years?
Is that the one, Tony? With that guy?
Yes, that one.
Is the most dangerous information that you know.
Oh boy. They're going to hoax an alien threat, I'm quoting, and it's all a lie. So we are actually in the last year at the point where they've started on that plan.
Well,
and that's why we're doing this next documentary.
Is that through movies?
We have got to intercept this plan and stop it. Or if you think 9/11 and the Iraq War was a clusterfuck, this is going to be that 1,000 times worse. That is that there's a group of people who control this issue that are trying to provoke an interplanetary incident. So next war, World War III, will be interplanetary. And there is a serious group of nut jobs, and they have to be put on a leash and stood down fast and quickly. This group started releasing stuff to the CNN and Washington Post and New York Times. Every bit of information they're putting out has to spin, it's a threat to the national security, our sovereignty has been invaded. It's the kind of brainwashing that's already started to try to convince the public there is an alien threat. You know, the future, what we're going to do and have on this planet is hanging in the balance, and we're going to have to wake up.
It's the most.
Right.
Wait, he didn't finish.
But it stopped right there.
Oh, damn. Maybe that's what.
But that's the same guy that I told you that he was charging. Isn't he from the Disclosure Project where I covered that before and I showed the trailer of the documentary and everything?
And I've just seen some recent information. And I can't verify it, but I've seen that dude, the real Stephen Greer, he's no longer with us, and we're seeing a 2.0.
Stop it. And you know, I told you in the last stream that something gave me like a wrong vibe about him. I was like, he's a grifter. Like, I didn't want to offend anybody, but I was like, I think he's a grifter. And I told this to you, Tony. I said, this is the guy who was charging people to have alien experiences, and there was like different levels, and he had an app and everything. And I was just like, there's something about it that I just.
Yeah. And if you look at his teeth are really weird.
You said 2.0. What do you mean?
Like
he's been replaced.
Yeah, a replacement or like a clone. Or, yeah.
On the video.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Like Joe Biden. Joe Biden's not real. That's not the real Joe Biden. We've all.
Well, that's what Jimmy believes. Yes.
No, that's what a lot of people believe there. It's
on this panel that actually like.
Yeah, it's not the same guy. There's four. Like I said, there's 4 actors that have been playing Joe Biden.
Okay, here's my chance to get my $20 cut.
Like, or
What?
this is just
No, it's just a theory.
You can look at the ears, you can look at the vein, you can look at
maybe he's shrinking. I don't know.
why
Yeah, but all
again.
presidents have a
Why
body
did
double.
hold on? Why did they have a military funeral for Biden on Inauguration Day in 2021?
We discussed this in the last stream, and I remember saying that we would have to fact check that because I really don't know because
Okay.
I don't remember that happening when
I'm
Biden
gonna
was
have to send, I
inaugurated.
have to send you some information on that, Ruby, so you can look it up.
For Biden on his inauguration day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
let's
did a
put a pin in that and let me send Ruby some information that she can look at.
exactly,
Send
and
it
then
to
we'll bring
me.
that up. I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you posted because I remember covering this and I was like, I don't know anything about that.
That's
It
not
was
Biden.
in
What the hell is it?
it's
Do what?
a puppet, basically. It's a puppet to make everybody feel as if Biden is still alive, happy and well, and he's still the president.
What, he croaked?
Yeah, that's what people believe.
Well,
Some people believe that he
not so much croak. I mean, it was he didn't go willingly.
Oh, you think they killed him?
Lord. All right, listen, the stream is not about that, Tony. We got I have a bunch of stuff to talk about, so we will revisit this. And I'm also gonna look up what Shaq is saying because he said Reagan was giving a speech about alien invasion 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. So
yeah, and Nancy was very deep into astrology.
Oh, and the last words of Werner von Braun, the ex-German scientist turned lead of NASA.
Quotes the firmament on the Bible.
Okay, well, yeah, that's not where I'm going with this. But his last words were saying that the last card that they will use will be the alien card.
The last card. That's the last card.
Look up last words of Werner von Braun.
So what we're seeing is something tying into what Gilbert mentioned, Jimmy. It seems like a lot of these aliens and the programming and all the Hollywood stuff is that it's not extraterrestrial, but it's terrestrial.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Last
so
words
it's nefarious.
All right. Jimmy, can you spell that?
WERNER.
Wait. WERN.
ER. Von. VON.
Oh, I got it. Okay, German aerospace engineer.
Yeah. See if it's on. See if it's on there. I've known about this for a while.
Aliens will be the last card. Quote.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see it.
So, Jimmy, what we are seeing instead of programming, also, for some reason in human history, in recorded human history, the Bible and different texts, it looks like people who have a evil bent have to warn humanity of what's happening. So, in other words, and it comes over and over again in the Bible. If you don't do this, this is going to happen. The benedictions and the maledictions, the curses. This Werner Braun, the same thing. They have to tell, like if you go watch any Dr. Evil movie, I will kill you by doing the lasers. They have to warn humanity how they're going to get us.
Yeah.
They can't just do it secretly. They have to somehow interject it into the, either doing it by putting in movies or in some kind of programming. But they always warn mankind what's happening.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think this is like a 1-minute clip of her talking about it.
The strategy that Werner von Braun taught me was that first the Russians are going to be considered to be the enemy. In fact, when I met him in '74, they were the enemy, the identified enemy. We were told that they had killer satellites. We were told that they were coming to get us and control us, the dirty commies, that whole story. First, the Russians were the enemy against whom we're going to build space-based weapons. Then terrorists would be identified, and that was soon to follow. We heard a lot about terrorism. Then we were going to identify third world country crazies. We now call them nations of concern. But he said that would be the third enemy against whom we would be needing to build space-based weapons. And the next enemy was asteroids. Now, at this point, he kind of chuckled the first time he said it. Asteroids, against asteroids, we're going to build space-based weapons. So it was funny then. And the funniest one of all was against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie. He didn't mention a timeline, but he said that it was going to be speeding up faster than anybody could possibly imagine. That the effort to put weapons in space was not only based on a lie, but would accelerate past the point of people even understanding it until it was already up there and too late.
Yep.
Wow.
Everything she said, you can put a check mark by. Russian, the dictators, the terrorists, the asteroids. It was in the news last year that there was going to be these asteroids that were going to hit the United States. Remember that?
Yeah.
So everything she just said, check, 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 check. And now we're on the alien card.
But what does she mean by last card? Like they're bringing up all of these excuses or psyops, but
nothing worked.
Nothing worked. They have to use their last card.
Right, so that means that after that, who knows? The freaking rebellion.
The truth comes out after that.
That's why we say enjoy the show, folks, because it's going to get crazy, but it's going to get really, really good for all of us because they've already, I'm telling you, they've already lost.
Remember in the Bible when the last card is played on Babylon the Great and it falls? And it says that, it shows like a population, a populace is happy that it has fallen. Because it was full of all the lies, of all the deceit, all the murder, all the rape, of humanity got sick and tired, and it had fallen.
Right.
It was very sad.
Wow. So that kind of moves me into what I wanted to talk about when I wrote Eric Adams. We did touch on Nancy, but I'm going to go a little bit more into Nancy. But Eric Adams and King Tony is in New York. That's her mayor. And we've talked about this because I'm like, did you hear what your mayor said? You have to listen to these people. And I want to play this for everybody. And this is what got me scared about the trafficking, the tunnels, everything that we've talked about, especially the illegal immigration. All of it is connected, like Jimmy says, right? But they're actually saying it. And this is what scares me, that the news is actually telling the truth.
We have 500,000 children who had sponsors in this country that we can't find. We can't find them. We don't know if they're doing child labor. We don't know if they're doing sex crimes. We don't know if they're being exploited. 500,000 children. There's a level of hypocrisy that everyone that states they want to protect everyone, but innocent individuals who are victims of crimes and children. I want to support and protect children and innocent people that are victims of crime. And those who don't understand that, it's not up to me to try to convince them. I know what my job is, my goal is, and I was clear of that while running and when I became mayor. Safety means everything to me. 500,000 children, we don't know where they are right now in this country.
This guy's transgender, big time. Because does he want us to really believe that we don't believe our own lying eyes? Don't you remember he's a Democrat? And don't you remember when all the illegal aliens were being shipped out of Texas to New York, how he fought the Governor Abbott, how he fought all the southern states? Don't you remember he was in on it? And now he wants to act. Now that Trump won, he wants to act like Mr. Conservative. No, he was a big-time liberal. He was involved in all the trafficking.
Hang on. Just for a second. Let me throw something in here. Jesse, do you believe that our U.S. government has been infiltrated?
I believe it's been corrupted.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, so how does corruption happen? Infiltration, correct?
We voted it in, yes. And
okay.
Yeah.
Do you not think it works both ways?
Yes. But there was one group of people who were fighting this. There was one religious organization, the Democrats, that facilitated the child trafficking that he's talking about, and he was in on it.
Okay, I get that, and you're not wrong, but how do we know that wasn't a part he's playing?
Oh, I don't know, but he uses the word hypocrite, and what I'm saying is he needs to buy a mirror. Because
I agree with. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Okay, but what do the orange hats have to? What did we learn about the orange hats?
I can't remember. I know that's a. What were the orange hats again?
Okay, so orange.
They need to see a trusted source to believe it.
All right, exactly. So you got all these Democrats that were listening to Eric Adams say what he was saying about fighting illegal immigration, right? Yes, that's true. He did say that. But now he's coming out and talking about 500,000 missing children. Do you think the Democrats had ever heard, most of them had ever heard that before?
No.
So he's now becoming a trusted source in their eyes of someone telling them opposite of what they thought was true.
Of their narrative.
Correct. Yes. So he could be playing a part because we know through the Q post that who you think might be a bad guy is actually a good guy and vice versa. So how do we know that Eric Adams wasn't put out there and his role was to fight illegal immigration, stand up for it, blah, 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 get all this support, and then flip around and then say, oh, did y'all know about the 500,000 missing children? Because at the end of the day, the children is the main issue and the reason this war is being fought.
Yeah. It's just very frustrating because when you're fighting something and then somebody comes in and gets all the credit and the glory like he's trying to do, when so many people were called conspiracy theorists and liars and snake oil salesmen. And he was doing that. Yeah.
I know. I'm not disagreeing with that one bit. Mm-hmm. But I look at it from a different angle.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's why they can actually flip these people to tell the truth because they know it. And that's why I wanted to show it because I'm like, he's finally telling the truth. Because I remember when he was against all of that. And now he's actually telling the truth, which would help New Yorkers like Tony, who don't know anything, actually believe about these kids because Eric Adams is saying it.
He's been doing it for like 3 months now, little by little by little. And now, boom.
Drip, 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 flood.
And then they couldn't believe it because when I saw this clip, this is what gave me like the last bit of anxiety. Like, oh my God, listen to what this guy says.
Oh, I got I know this one.
Mm-hmm.
Also, as President Trump is committed, we're going to deputize every U.S. citizen in this country to help us find 340,000 missing children because we need the public's help on this. Every mom and dad knows what it's like. They have a gut feeling when they see something out there in the public that there's something ain't right with that child. So we're going to deputize every one of them to help us find these children.
Yep.
All right.
You know what? One of the things that hurts so much is that if Alex Jones was talking about this, if Rush Limbaugh was talking about this, if Fox News was talking about this, if Trey Gowdy was talking about this, if Mitt Romney was talking about it, if Sarah Palin was talking about this, I mean, on and on and on. They called us every name in the book for the last 8, 10 years, 12 years, 14 years. They called us and what they were doing is crimes against humanity. And so when I see the mayor, it's hard for me to forgive him. It's hard for me to have anything to do with him. I mean, the anger I have towards him, the things they said about Greg Abbott, the things they said about every conservative figure the last 10, 15 years who was saying that there's human slavery or body parts being sold for whatever, for health reasons. Mm-hmm. And then so Mayor Adams, like Gilbert says, did he see something? I don't care. He's like late to the party. He should have been saying this 3 or 4 years ago. And
or maybe he couldn't, and because he was trying to win his seat, he was trying to win over people to get the position that he's in, and then they
hold on. To be if a Mexican American like me is saying it, and he's a cop, I'm not a cop. I'm just a neighbor, and you're telling me that he didn't have the courage to say it 3 years ago, and he's a cop who sees these things.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't in the script yet.
Right. There was a like I told Tony, the public wasn't ready at that time yet.
Thank you.
So they
Thank
build
you.
that public trust. They build that, and he does look like a traitor. He does look like an ignorant
everything
politician.
happens in its proper time and its proper.
Exactly.
It does say
You
it.
see, I'm a more of a romantic. I'm like with General Washington, and he says, "You know what? I need a spy. The British have chased us out of New York. I need somebody to go in there." And out of 120 in my regiment, only Nathan Hale, the young 20-year-old school teacher, graduate of Yale, goes, "I'll go. Send me." So in that sense, I'm more romantic. I wish Mayor Adams had a little bit of courage 3 years ago. Forgive me for that, but I'm an old-fashioned American romantic. That you always speak up when you see something. You call a duck a duck.
That's interesting. Go back to that comment that said they know where the missing children are.
Yeah,
and I say that too. I'm like, they
That
know.
is a good point, Thrifty. You're right.
And who could be
Pretending they don't know.
and who could be alive helping them know where
Find
some of
them.
these children are.
Yeah,
And you know what? It's like this in every walk of life. Look at, like, I'm a contractor, and when there's this thing called E-Verify, it came out about 20 years ago. Me and my wife, we were one of the first companies in the United States. When it first came out, we were one of the first corporations to sign up. And so there was probably, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 companies signed up. And then you see all through the land, you see other corporations hiring illegal aliens. And it gets you angry because you got to compete with people hiring illegal aliens.
Exactly.
And you're trying to be faithful to your country. And you see people, especially in one party, the Democrats, I'm not embarrassed to say it, who are screwing my country, hiring illegal aliens and bringing illegal aliens. You say, wait a second, if I hire one illegal alien, you'll throw my butt in jail because I've sinned against my country. But you bring over 20 million? Tell me that's not discrimination.
I understand where you're coming from, Jesse. I think the only piece of advice I could give you personally, man to man, is to try to break away from they did this, the Democrat, it was all the Democrats' fault. Because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of Republicans that were in on these same things.
Oh, yes. Yes, I agree.
So
I agree with that.
I would probably be cautious and say, instead of saying they and the Democrats, maybe refer to them as the Uniparty.
Or progressives.
Well, for most people, when they hear progressive, they're going to think just that's straight up lefties. And if you say Democrat, of course, that's just right on the left. And then they'll come back and fight you on that because they'll say, well, the Republicans did this and the Republicans did that. What do you think about that? So it will create a hard time in having a conversation with folks because you're not making this distinction that it's the Uniparty versus the people.
I agree with you, Jimmy. I agree, but I'm a partisan at the end, and I'm like James Carville. I'm a partisan.
I get that, but as we've learned, partisanship can create division.
We will all go down together. I'm going to go down with that ship, but I understand what you're saying, and I respect it very highly. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be embarrassed of being a Christian. I'm not going to be embarrassed of being a conservative. But yeah, I understand.
Well, there's no reason to be. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean,
some of the biggest crooks are Republicans. I'm with you.
Correct.
And we got a clean house. And I think that's what happened in the 2024 election.
Yeah. The only thing I'm saying is you catch more flies with honey, right?
Yeah. And Gilbert brings up a good point. Look, John McCain was a Republican.
Correct. And he was evil as fuck.
Yeah. Starting wars everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
And who's starting wars in the last 20 years? Republicans.
Exactly. It's the deep state. That's what we're fighting.
Yeah. And I think Trump is the only one that's not war. I think he's anti-war. Like they're creating all of this.
And I think this is where I come from with adding to what Ruby says about Trump. Trump is a Republican, but Trump is not a Republican. I'm a Republican, but I'm not a Republican.
Me too.
I'm more of a Lincolnite. I'm more of a Lincolnite. Now, I understand that my party needs clean house. I understand that there's crooks, but I don't leave my party. I'm faithful to my party, but I know I live in a dirty party. I understand that. Yeah, but I'm not a fanatic about my party. If somebody says, "Hey, you Republicans are this, that," I go, "Yeah, you're right." Yeah, I'm down with
That's
that.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, you're humble.
Yeah, we're crooked as hell, and we got to clean house. And every once in a while, we do clean house. Like, look, Liz Cheney, where is she at now? She's on the other side. Dick Cheney, where's he at?
Yep. So another topic that I wanted to bring up to you guys was something that has been blowing up the internet. Candace Owens just did an interview with the president of that association, but he's also a survivor of the USS Liberty. And I didn't know about this. This was way before we were born, but this was I think during the 60s.
Yeah.
Like the 50s or 60s. And so he wrote this letter to Candace, and I'm gonna play the clip, and then we'll talk about it, because basically it was another false flag, and we've been talking about that for a long time. But this is one that I've actually seen come out to play, and we actually talked to somebody who was on the ship. We talked to a survivor that is like trying to tell the world, yeah, something bad happened to us, and the U.S. government tried to cover it up.
Correct.
Right into this. A couple of weeks ago, I received a letter that changed my life, certainly changed the course of my life in politics. And I'm going to read you that letter now and let you know that the author of it is sitting across from me. It reads, "My name is Philip Turney. I am 77 years old today. On June 8th, 1967, I was just 20 years old when the gallant crew of the USS Liberty was savagely attacked. Our American flag was proudly flying on our ship in the Mediterranean Sea that day. The designation AGTR-5 was clearly painted on the bow, port, and starboard sides. USS Liberty was written in English on her stern. When we arrived on June 7th, we were overflown by Israeli reconnaissance aircraft, and the same activity was repeated on the morning of June 8th. We were positively identified as American and friendly by the IDF. We had requested a destroyer escort long before we entered the Mediterranean, but we were denied twice. Our captain assured us that we were clearly marked as American, and we therefore had nothing to fear. We were alone, 12.5 miles off the coast of the Sinai Peninsula, always in international waters. The Israeli reconnaissance aircraft were clearly marked with the Star of David. We therefore felt secure, seeing a flying boxcar and other smaller recon propeller aircraft taking good care of us. The attack began at 2 o'clock on a beautiful, bright, sunny day by French-made Mirage and Mistral jets painted black with no markings. We had no clue who was attacking us, but assumed it was an Arab state. During the first pass-by, the jets took out all but one of our transmitting antennas, as well as every watertight door above the waterline. The air attack lasted about 25 minutes, killing and maiming our firefighters and any sailor who moved. Our radio man took one antenna offline, so it wasn't transmitting and wasn't hit. He ran a long wire to it, and the SOS went out to the 6th Fleet. It was even picked up as far away as Vietnam. Rockstar, under attack by an unknown jet aircraft. Help us, help us. Captain Tully, skipper of the USS Saratoga, sent jets to come to our aid. Before the jets hit the horizon, they were recalled by Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara. Captain Engen of the USS America and Tully relaunched more aircraft to aid us. They were also recalled, this time by Lyndon Baines Johnson himself. He said, quote, "I don't care about a few dead sailors. I will not embarrass my ally, Israel. Return to base immediately," end quote. How did he know who was attacking us if we did not? We were set up by our own government to let a foreign government have their way with us. The IDF even dropped napalm on the bridge of our ship. How low they would go, we would soon find out. 3 motor torpedo boats headed our way, and 1 torpedo hit our starboard side. We saw the Star of David on the boats. They were there to sink us. The attack continued for another hour and a half. Attacking jet aircraft destroyed all but 3 of our life rafts, which we had put overboard. We were going to place our most seriously wounded in them so that they would have a chance at life. But the IDF would have none of that. They shot 2 of them out of the water and took 1 aboard their boats as a trophy of the kill. They continued shooting and killing my mates. They left and we thought that it was over, but it wasn't. IDF helicopters were sent with troops armed and ready to board our ship and finish us off. Then they just left. I guess the gig was up when the mighty IDF could not sink our defenseless ship. When it was all done, there were over 821 rocket and cannon holes and over 5,000 armor-piercing bullets riddling the ship. Napalm was burning us up, and a 40 by 40 foot torpedo hole was in her side, causing the ship to list badly to our starboard side. We then waited 17 hours for help. I guess they hoped that we would sink that night. Help was only 40 minutes away from us, but they left us out alone to die. When the USS America and the USS Davis arrived to help us, they took our wounded to care for them. Their wounds were so horrific, words cannot explain. Admiral Kidd boarded our ship a few days later, and the cover-up immediately began. We were ordered to never speak of the attack to anyone, not even with one another. Penalties would be fines, imprisonment, or worse, and we all knew that worse meant death. We have been treated like garbage for the last 57 years. Congress has been bought and paid for, with the exception over the years of a few brave lawmakers. Their names are Representatives Pete McCloskey, Paul Findley, and Jim Traficant. As the courageous Rep. Thomas Massey has noted, all Republican members of Congress except for him have AIPAC handlers. We can assume this is also true of nearly all Democrats. We are the most decorated ship in naval history for a single engagement. I believe God saved us that day to allow us to communicate the truth of this attack to leaders like you. We give all power to Jesus Christ. We are just his servants that horrible day and now. The USS Liberty survivors are the biggest whistleblowers this country has ever seen. We have been smeared as anti-Semitic, Jew haters, and Nazis. Our only sin is that we survived.
Yep.
We didn't kill anyone. Israel did all the murdering that day, and the U.S. government did all the covering up. I'm asking you to help us save America by telling others the facts about the slaughter of my mates. We are begging you to support us. Respectfully, Phil Turney, the president of the USS Liberty Veterans Association. Great honor to have you here.
So I encourage everybody to watch that episode. I watched it. I couldn't believe it. And then after watching it, I went on Twitter and I said, after watching this interview, if you still defend the government or any government, especially Israel, after you hear what this man has to say, you are a traitor to this country. You're not
Correct.
American. Because the exact same thing happened with the Twin Towers. They blamed it on an Arab nation and we went to war. And for who? For what? And then when you look up these dancing Israelis, and we've covered this before, it's another false flag from the same people, and it continues to be the same kind of people. But if I say it, I'm anti-Semitic, just like they did with Candace. They gave her the award of the year for anti-Semitism. They named her the number one anti-Semitic of 2024 was Candace Owens after she came out with this interview.
Yep.
You know, something interesting. If you go back, this was 66?
Yeah.
1967, yeah.
Wow. Okay, 67. So it was a year before I was born. But I remember when I was a baby, when I was real little, my dad used to tell me, and I didn't understand what he was trying to tell me, but he used to tell me that our country died when they shot John F. Kennedy. And my dad really believed that.
Yeah.
And if you go back to the 64 campaign, I think it was the 64 campaign after Kennedy had been shot, Johnson, who this letter was about, he was the president at that time, Democrat. Mm-hmm. He went after Barry Goldwater hard, Republican. But Barry Goldwater was peace through strength before Reagan. And so they might have, and that goes to what Jimmy says, the Uniparty, they probably had the same view of Vietnam. But I remember watching the old debates from the 60s and early 70s and the late 50s and early 60s. The only guy in history, you could do a Google search, that I think that was anti-Vietnam War was a Democrat by the name of John F. Kennedy and another Democrat by Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Yeah.
And, they didn't want to escalate the war. Mm-hmm. And everybody else did. Now, Richard Nixon in 1968, I believe, if I remember correctly, he ran about not escalating the war. But when he became president, he escalated the war. And so everybody on both sides was escalating the war.
Yeah, that's because they play this little game where the Democrat was in office for a while, but you know what? We really got to show the people that they have a voice, and let's change it up this time. So let's go ahead and back Nixon and let Nixon win this time.
Yeah, and they both escalate.
Exactly.
Johnson did it, and then Nixon did it.
Yeah.
But it's crazy.
I remember Bobby Kennedy talking against it because I remember the 1968 debates between Reagan and Bobby Kennedy. And I think Reagan, who was, I believe, California governor, he was for escalating or peace through strength. And the only guy against it was Robert Kennedy Jr. And these guys were assassinated.
Yup. Yup. But no, that one got me. The quote, he said, "I don't care about a few dead sailors."
Yeah.
Who says that? And you're the president.
Yeah, but look what they did to Trump when they wrongly accused him of saying, "Oh, what was it? Oh, our military guys are suckers and losers." Remember how they spun that? Okay, but they put that on Trump, and it was all bullcrap. He did not say that, but yet those same people would not say anything about Johnson saying, "I don't care about a few dead sailors."
Right.
Or
Okay.
when
the hypocrisy.
When Biden calls a soldier asshole, on video.
Yeah, or
wow.
yeah, or clap for me, you son,
sons of bitches.
Yeah, sons of bitches. Clap for me, you sons of bitches.
SOB.
He
on
said
video.
that?
Yeah, on video. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah.
Who?
Biden.
Joe Biden?
Well,
no way.
Yeah. What year did he say that? Because that
recent.
Was he president?
Yeah, it was recent.
If it was after 2020, it wasn't him that said it technically, but that's another point.
I believe
what the heck? They have laboratories cloning celebrities and politicians.
Or masks, and the masks are real.
Oh my God! Mission Impossible had that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
The movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put up so many examples of videos on my Twitter feed, X feed.
Oh my God! Stop.
Of all these different masks.
What you may hear about me, I have incredibly good judgment. One, I married Jill. And two, I appointed Johnson to the academy. I just want you to know that. Just clap for that, you stupid bastards.
Stupid bastards.
You may hear about me.
Yeah, stupid bastards. Okay.
Stupid bastards.
Yeah, he was speaking to our military and called them all stupid bastards.
That is so disrespectful.
Yeah.
To their face. Wow. Yeah. Imagine if Trump would have done that. They would have lynched him.
No. Something's wrong.
Yeah, that's that doesn't even. I can't even picture him saying that. That's crazy that they caught that on camera.
And you just saw it.
But you didn't see that spread all over the media, did you?
No, I don't.
I don't even think Bill Clinton could. I don't think Bill Clinton could have gotten away with it. I don't think Jimmy Carter could have got away with it. Yeah. But Biden gets away with it for some reason.
No, I don't like that. They should be held accountable for what they say, especially right there and then. Like nobody stands up and says something. Nobody
not even pull him to the side and be like, "Yeah,
that's what I'm saying."
But the press is surgically, their lips are surgically molded into Joe Biden's ass.
You want to know who's been exposing these stories and stuff? I saw that when it happened.
Yeah.
The digital soldiers.
Right.
We are the ones that have been exposing all this stuff.
Right.
Well, you have to because the media is not going to do it. What happens is, we used to have AM radio when Rush Limbaugh was alive. And so Rush Limbaugh, he would have gone on TV and he would have told 80 million Americans every day, and he would have played it over and over for 3 hours a day. Exactly. So we don't have that voice. We don't have that voice no more. And so now
we have similar ones.
Oh, we have that voice now. It's just not to one person. It's
exactly.
Instead of one person trying to speak to millions of people, there's actually millions of people out here trying to speak to one person, trying to help.
That's what I was going to say. Jimmy's correct. It used to be the voice of one man speaking for 80 million. That's too much weight for one guy to carry. Now we got a million guys talking to a million people. Yeah.
And that's why we call ourselves, and I posted on my Facebook before I got banned, posted on Twitter. You just seen Elon Musk put it out there not too long ago that we are the news now.
Yeah, because let's say you're an African American kid. Let's say you're 28 and you're an African American kid, let's just say from Philadelphia or inner city. You're probably not going to listen to AM radio. But if you heard conservative thought and you share it, other kids of your culture are going to hear it. So we had a limitation with just AM radio. There was limits. And now it's different. Now there's podcasting, there's this, there's chats, TikToks. So now there's 1 million digital soldiers, like Jimmy calls it.
Yep.
Doing that job.
Worldwide. It's not just the United States.
Right. Okay. So my question is this. If we know this about the USS Liberty, if we know this about countless other events throughout history, that it continues leading back to Israel, to Zionism, whatever you want to call it, why are they still our ally, number one? And number two, how many more false flags do we need until we start doing something about it or remove our support from Israel?
What government, let me ask you this question. Who do you think in our government right now would be willing to do that?
Nobody.
Why?
That I can think of. Because they all paid by them. They're
Correct.
funded by them. They're funded.
So we have to get rid of those people. That's what we're in the process of doing right now. And the Q post have clearly stated that they were saving Israel for last.
Wait, say that one more time.
The Q posts have clearly stated that they were saving Israel for last.
Okay.
So why? That's a big one?
What's that?
Is this the big one?
Yeah, it's a very major player in this whole chess game. Yes.
Okay, because it got me angry how we're watching something happen in the 60s where most of us were not even around, but yet we've experienced one, which is 9/11, that we can remember, and that's fresh in our minds. It was traumatic. It was like, that's the whole reason why we went to war. We're already at the end of that tunnel. When we found out that the whole war was a scam, there was no WMDs. They made movies about it, and it's that's already old news. So it's like, did we not learn our lesson with this? Like, I learned our lesson. So did anybody else learn that lesson?
And that's what's being shown right now, not just to the United States, but to the world. They're being woken up to these things so they can start learning the lesson.
Yeah, but if we would have learned that lesson, they would have never been allowed to do what they're doing in Gaza, and yet they're wiping those people out and nobody's intervening. Were we not the country that would intervene when human rights was being violated around the world or international laws were being broken, and we would invade that country and say, no, you're not going to kill your own people type of stuff?
Yeah, but the thing is, Ruby, that's not the main reasons why our government would go into some of these nations. That was just the cover.
Okay, I get that. But when there's actually human right violations and people are dying, would that not be a good reason to do this?
Well, let me ask you this. What country on the face of this earth is known for child labor, violating their right? Well, China. Why hasn't the United States invaded China?
That's another good question.
Because it's all tied together. The deep state.
Why do we allow that though?
Because the thing is, Ruby, I don't think people really understand how big this is and the intense evil that we've been fighting for so long. They've controlled the whole system for decades, almost centuries.
Right.
So they have a world. I mean, it's an operation that they've put into place, and anybody that goes against it has been taken out. So you had to come up with, instead of going at them directly, you had to come up with a plan. They had to come up with a plan to go about this another way. And the other way involves letting all this play out, let the enemy destroy themselves. You don't mess with them while they're in the process of destroying themselves. And along the way, you got to wake the people up. Because, because once you wake the people up, then that gives the military, or quote, as we see with Trump, he's got a mandate. That gives them a mandate to go out and do what they need to do, bring it to light. Hey, here's what we did. And then the public's like, okay, I can accept that because that's what we needed to freaking do.
Okay, so I agree with that, but this is my problem. The only reason why China is the way it is because of us, isn't it? With trade agreements, through letting their economy boom, letting their technology and all of the whole economy is booming because of us. So why would we allow them to boom if they are committing those types of crimes? That's my first question.
Can I have a crack at it? So let's go in 1941, December 8th. Attack on Pearl Harbor. Did Roosevelt know that the Japanese were going to attack?
Yep.
Okay, we can debate that. Okay.
Another false flag, right?
In 1967, did Johnson know that Israel attacked the Liberty?
Yep.
He probably did.
Does Biden and Trump know what's happening in China?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, but we voted for these guys. Do we think about it, Ruby? Are we going to go into war with China? I mean, you're talking about the existential threat of 350 million lives. We're not going to go to war over it. So I think... Man,
not in a physical war.
Not a physical war.
Right.
So you have to have... These presidents need a little bit of leeway. They weigh it in a balance. And sometimes they don't tell us what's going to happen. And that's where the conspiracy theories come in. Elvis Presley has a song, That's When the Heartaches Begin. When they don't tell us the whole story, that's when we start making up theories. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Why did Johnson say it wasn't, Israel admitted that they attacked us, but they said it by mistake?
I don't believe that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, a lot of people don't believe it. Same thing now, it's coming out that a lot of people believe that we knew about the attack on Pearl Harbor, that our president knew about it.
He definitely did know about it.
See, I don't know about it. I haven't studied it. I haven't done research.
He did know about it.
He did?
Yes, he did. 100%.
They all do. That's my point. Why, do we not learn our lesson with all of these false flags? Why are we still allies with a country like Israel when we all can point back that these false flags originated with that Zionist government? Why are we still allies? And then the other question was the whole thing with China. Why even allow China's economy to boom if we knew about the crimes or like the child labor or etc.? Why even allow them to boom? Why didn't we cut that trade and never let them?
When I was young,
I think because maybe we're the heart of it. I don't know.
I've studied Russian Revolution and the Bolshevik Revolution in 1917 a lot, and I was fascinated all my life about it. And one of the things that Lenin said when he took over the country from the Tsar, and he understood that he used the proletariat, he used the working class, the farmers, the peasant class to uprise it, and he knew that if they got too powerful in the Duma, in the Congress, that they would come up after his dictatorship of the proletariat. And the dictatorship of the proletariat was 5 or 4 guys in charge. It was a dictatorship at centralized control in Moscow. But they didn't want to share the power with the people. They go, power to the people. But they go, no, keep them down here. And you know what he talked about, how he was going to divide all the peasants? He said, I'm going to tell the poor peasants that the rich peasants are trying to keep them down. So he kept the peasants fighting, and that's how they kept their power.
Right, distracted.
They keep everybody fighting at the bottom for the table scraps.
Right.
And that's how the dictator stayed in power. He says, "Hey, the rich farmers are stealing from the poor farmers, and the farmers were always fighting."
Yep.
Wow.
Right, I agree. So the next question, if that is true, for example, all these EVs, electric vehicles, even cell phones, anything that has to do with that battery that mineral that they were mining in Africa or wherever they get it from, and they even use child labor there too because they're mining and they need people and they're making, that's how they make money. I get it. Why are we even allowing that type of market to hit America? You're essentially supporting that when you buy an electric vehicle because the batteries need lithium and they're mining it and they're using freaking kids to mine that. And Elon Musk has freaking Teslas. Like, how do you think they made that kind of a car? So is he condoning that? Is that not like ethically wrong?
It's a good
I
question.
don't know.
It's a good question.
Good question.
That's,
You know,
I mean, yeah.
Ruby, I
My
hate to say it, but
my
you sound
thought to
like
that. Oh, sorry, Jesse.
No, I'm sorry.
Just remember that our government is a criminal syndicate right now.
Yeah.
And a criminal syndicate will protect their interest by all means. And it's not until we get rid of the criminal syndicate that this shit stops.
And so let's break down what Ruby said, Jimmy. The lithium and cobalt. And so there's child trafficking and there's slave labor in mining. Okay, let's dissect it. Let's go the other side, oil. And oil has its problems too. So I think I was going to say, Ruby, you sound a little bit like a Jehovah's Witness. You go, hey, the pagan origins of this, pagan origins of that.
Yeah.
I think there is no easy answer when it comes to energy, unless we could discover some kind of free energy.
Yeah, but we don't need electric vehicles. We don't need smartphones. We don't need EVs, especially in America. But they're creating that market as if, oh, this is reusable, or this you can recycle, or this is more better for the environment. Meanwhile, it's a freaking kid mining this, getting sick, getting cancer, or slave labor.
Now I understand what Jimmy said. Our government has been captured. I think was that the word you said? Okay, so we've been captured by the environmental lobby, which is at war with oil. And so you have to demonize oil, you have to get rid of oil. And for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Now we have problems with environmental degradation with the lithium buyer and the cobalt mining. Man, it's just anything we touch, we turn to shit as humans.
You know that electric vehicles are not a new thing, right?
Yes. The technology.
Okay.
Electric vehicles existed back in the early 1900s.
And I haven't even seen that, but I saw like a clip of like them, they were riding scooters and stuff like that in like 1913, something like that. And I was like, how did they have that?
This goes back to the work of Tesla, Nikola Tesla, and the fact that we should have, this earth has had free energy before. We shouldn't have electric bills. We shouldn't have gas bills. We shouldn't have all that. Do you really think that all these extravagant churches as we see them today, these buildings across around the world with the architecture, do you think they were built to be churches and museums? Nope. They were power plants. They were gathering ether and creating free energy.
So then who took it away, or who's hiding that information?
The deep state globalist syndicate, because they've wanted to push oil, because that's how they can't make, it's like in pharmaceuticals, they can't make money off of a healthy person, right?
You can't make money on hydroxychloroquine, so you gotta get rid
so they can't make money off of free energy.
So then who took all those inventions and either destroyed it or put it in a vault somewhere and is hiding this information?
The deep state globalist.
There was a struggle. There's a capitalist struggle. There's a in the market to destroy Tesla, to destroy his ideas, to destroy his technology, and oil won.
Yep. Because they became very powerful and started controlling everything. This is why we say this is bigger than anybody can imagine, because we are fighting a centuries-old death cult.
Hey, what city has the most oil wells?
No clue.
Huh?
What city?
I don't know.
What city?
Yeah, it's a riddle. What city has the most oil wells, but you can't see them?
I don't know.
Los
New
Angeles.
York. Los Angeles.
Do what?
Los Angeles.
Okay.
They're all hidden inside buildings, but they're still pumping oil.
Oh, really? I haven't heard that.
Oh.
Yeah. Watch. Go to YouTube. Check them out.
I haven't heard that. That'd be interesting. Huh. Okay.
And another thing, wasn't it that Trump inherited Tesla's work or something like that?
It was said that his uncle was the one that had Nikola Tesla's work. John G. Trump.
Right. So
Yeah.
they have his work. Are they hiding it? Is he? I know that Tony sent me a video saying that the reason why people predicted that Trump was going to become president was in theory because he was a part of the bloodlines, whereas Kamala wasn't, and so that's how they choose their presidents. They have to be of that bloodline.
Trump's not part of the 13 bloodlines.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that because I think that's what he was referring to.
Yeah. No. From what I have seen and different things I've looked at, he's not matched up with the 13 bloodlines.
Well, maybe someone in his family.
I don't know.
No, from what I understand, because
I mean like ex, like an in-law.
that maybe some in-laws kind of maybe, I don't know, but Trump specifically, from what I understand, is not part of the 13 bloodlines.
Okay, and why would he have Teslas? Why would his uncle even have that? Like, why? How did that even?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know how. I don't know how he got control over that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because that's interesting. They have this information, and yet Trump knows about it.
Well, they have the information about the real JFK shooting too, and everything. We haven't heard nothing about that yet, have we?
Exactly. It's like I'm waiting for these things to happen, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready, and it's like not happening.
I do believe they are going to happen.
Well, they have to with Bobby Kennedy Jr. there. They killed his dad.
Yeah. Next year is going to be insane.
Hey,
but in a good way. In a good way.
Can you put secret oil rigs in Los Angeles uncovered?
You probably could.
On YouTube or the internet?
Yeah, just on YouTube. Secret oil rigs in Los Angeles. It's just a
Okay,
real quick video that I found a long time ago. Secret oil rigs in Los Angeles uncovered.
This is crazy.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You didn't
I'm
know this?
gonna
I thought
share-
everybody knew this. Uh-huh.
No, I never heard of that.
This is one thing I did not know.
Is it this?
Yeah.
This one?
Tons of them, but yeah, that's one.
I know that they have fake buildings, for different things.
When we first heard LA being described as an oil town, we went around looking for evidence of it. It's the third largest oil field in the country. We expected pumps, drills, something that would tell us that oil was here. We ended up at this abandoned refinery in Ojai, just outside Los Angeles, where we are today. This relic looked like it was hit by the apocalypse. Was this what was left? No. We found out LA oil is still thriving, only it's gone underground. Drills along Pico Boulevard in Beverly Hills, but they're hidden inside hollow buildings in the shadows of malls. It sounded like something we had to explore and see to believe, so we're going to find out more. Los Angeles is one of the most densely populated and expansive urban areas in the country. Oil companies are scrambling to discover what's left of the world's most valuable modern-day resource. Supposedly, there are actual functioning oil rigs in the city of Los Angeles, hidden in plain sight. We went to Beverly Hills High School to check it out.
So I think I found the oil rig. It's what appears to be this building that has been obscured with painting of flowers, the actual rig being next to it. So it's kind of crazy to me that this oil rig is just kind of stuck right in the middle of campus behind the basketball courts. And I'm going to go get a closer look. Now, I don't see any no trespassing signs, just a lot of hard hat area signs. There is a camera, though.
We had heard that this wasn't the only place in Beverly Hills where there was drilling.
All right, so we're here now at the Beverly Center Shopping Mall in West Hollywood. I've been to this mall many times. Again, I wasn't aware that there was an oil rig here, a functioning one. And here it is in plain view. From the bottom of the street, you can't see it at all, but up here we have a perfect view of what's going on.
Did anyone here know what's happening underneath them? We went to find out.
Do you know what this is right here, though?
No, but I did read the signs. It says something about harmful something.
Well, it's actually a functioning oil rig.
Is it?
You have an idea what this is?
No.
So you work in the mall and you have no clue what is in back of the mall.
What is that?
It's an oil rig. And did you know we're actually standing on an oil field right now?
Oh, wow.
The mall is based on an oil field.
Really?
Yeah. You had no idea.
No one knew that drilling was happening next to them. Finding out more, we ended up in the last place we would have thought.
Today we're here at the Farmers Market in West Hollywood on 3rd and Fairfax. Standing next to me is Don Clark, who is a geologist, and he's going to tell us why we are here.
We're here to visit an oil field. Believe it or not, this beautiful state-of-the-art shopping center that has a long, long history of shopping is a major oil field. It's produced over 20 million barrels, and it produces it right below our feet here, and nobody here even realizes it.
In 1900, a couple of dairy farmers owned two properties, one in Beverly Hills and another in Compton.
You can stop it. It's long, but it's all over the place.
Oh my God.
That's
I'm gonna
great.
send you the link, Jimmy, and anybody else who wants it, because Gigi just emailed it to me, so I'll send it to you guys.
I have not seen that before. That's interesting.
That is crazy.
And what if that thing blows up? Like,
no,
well, maybe that's why there's always earthquakes there.
There you go.
But the earth is always making oil. It's just like the oil right here. Greasy Mexicans.
Yeah. The oil's as abundant as water is. Well, hey guys, it's I got like 19% on my phone. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and jet out, or at least charge my phone a little bit. And if you guys are still on in about a half hour, I may shoot back on.
All
But,
right.
I'm gonna go put my dogs up and make coffee for tomorrow and tuck my wife in. So, and then charge the phone up a little bit.
All
So-
right. We have a good night.
It's 11:39 right now, so technically it's still a little early for me. So if you guys are still around and or whatever, I'll shoot back on here. But I'm gonna jump off for a little bit. But if I don't come back on, really enjoyed the conversation, and I love watching you guys kind of wake up to things, so to speak, or be like, "What the." I like that. It's good to see. That just means that people are waking up. Some slower than others, but people are waking up.
Yeah, there's just certain things you can't deny.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, more's coming. And I've seen some of the comments, and there's some things in there like, with Trump in the wall, praying at the wall. There's some things I can't explain right now. And if I can't explain it, then I'm not going to speak to it, because I'm not going to put out false information on purpose. I'm not going to do that. So, but from what I've seen with everything, there's always an explanation to things that happen. There's always an explanation. And there's always a true explanation as well. You just got to dig for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So-
Jimmy. Thank you for always
was good.
making yourself available for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell my wife knows. She says, "Are you jumping on the live stream tonight?" Yeah. This is the only time I can talk about this stuff, because I got to work and do stuff. So I enjoy it. So, all right, guys.
Awesome. Thank you,
Good night.
Jimmy.
Love you. Talk to y'all later.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
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 Yeah, I'm glad that he came and he joined, because I was just about to show you guys. I mean, I was going to mention Nancy Pelosi. I don't know if anybody here knows about it, that she fell or something and she has an injury. She broke her hip or something. And it comes a little fishy. Like, it was after the Luigi shooting. And like he said earlier, it was like, once you dig more deeper into it, he was supposed to testify, the CEO, and it was in connection to Nancy. And all of a sudden she gets hurt. And she was somewhere else. I don't know if she's in America. I don't know where she was. And they're like, oh, she's going to recover, yada, yada. And I don't know. It kind of feels like it's a little fishy. Jimmy comments, she's already Gitmo. And I know that he believes that, but for the
Gitmo? What's Gitmo?
Guantanamo Bay. It's a military jail. Like for treason and for things like that, they torture you. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that that's allegedly what they do there: torture you, kill you, whatever. So, okay, so for I know Jimmy's gonna say that, right? He believes that some of these people are double cloned or whatever, and these are just the puppets that are, showing face so that people don't get scared or whatever. All right, whatever. But then I told you, Tony, for the stream, I was gonna show you guys a clip of Nancy Pelosi getting heckled for 2 minutes, because this is what we need to be doing right here.
Issues.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what happened?
So she's at this event, and then they start screaming from the audience. I can't hear what they're saying, but look at the way she treats it, though. How they are confronted. Look at how she treats it.
Okay, so you don't worry about that. I'm from San Francisco. I'm used to this.
We have an opportunity for the audience to ask questions, so we'll wait till the end of our conversation to do that.
See, they'll get what they want, because all the press will say is that we got interrupted.
All right, so you never know what to expect at the 92nd Street Y. I'll wait a second to continue.
Let us bow our heads for the hostages and be prayerful about the hostages, which they never mention. So.
And like John Marciano says, she was heckled over the Ukraine and Gaza stuff, right? That right there, for me, is like, that's what should be happening every single time these people get up somewhere and we don't agree with what's going on. That's exactly what needs to happen. And you saw how, like, she was like, I don't know, to me it was like a little sarcastic. Let us bow our heads, like the way she, I don't know, it's just like it comes across so like disrespectful, as if they don't really care about anything. And that's how we should be treating these people. I don't know if you remember that when AOC got really heckled badly in this like gymnasium that she was doing something in the Bronx, and they were screaming it off, and she was screaming back at them, and that was like another fail. You don't scream back at the people. You were voted in. You're supposed to be a listener. You're supposed to listen to what people are saying, or else you can get out of here, right? But you see how many years she's been in office, and she acts like, oh, I'm used to this. What you mean? You're not supposed to be used to this.
Right.
You're supposed to be voted out. Get out of here.
Right.
But you know what, Ruby, in my lifetime, so I've been 68, so eyewitness of politics, but I studied it from the 60s and everything. You never heckle in the United States in my lifetime. I've never seen it with my eyes. People of the left persuasion, I'm going to do what Jimmy says, don't talk R's and D's. But people of leftist ideology never get, you're never going to heckle Bill Clinton. You're never going to heckle Jimmy Carter. You're never going to heckle Jesse Jackson. You're never going to heckle Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Barack Obama. So these people are doing the heckling. It's cool to make fun of Ronald Reagan. It's cool to make fun of Richard Nixon. It's cool to make fun of Gerald Ford and George W. Bush and Sarah Palin, Newt Gingrich. But the left, they don't know what it is to take a joke. They don't know what it is to be heckled. So when Nancy Pelosi gets heckled, she thinks she's queen. She really thinks she's queen. She thinks she's entitled to be born to govern. And so when she hears hecklers, she's like, she's out of her element. What? We do the heckling. You can't heckle us. We're the elites. So it's kind of neat to see the shoe on the other foot.
Right.
It's the first time in my lifetime that I'm seeing people get heckled, because you never saw Jesse Jackson treated this way. You never saw Bobby Kennedy get treated this way. You never saw John F. Kennedy get treated this way. But we always see the other people get treated this way. Do you remember anybody heckling Barack Obama? They'd throw you out. They'd call you a racist, a bigot, a KKK. Yeah.
But if he, for example, when he was in that room with all those other black young men and he was telling them, oh, it was when Kamala was running for president, he was like this shouldn't be a question. Or like the African American community, especially in men, are misogynistic because they weren't voting for a female president. And he was literally telling them that to their faces. Nobody said anything. That right there would have been the moment for you to speak up and say something, because it wasn't like an official event. It was casual. He was just standing there. It was like in a room, like that would have been another perfect place to be like, to question that. But nobody does it. And that's the thing I get. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm the only real person all around these normies and in the matrix where everybody just stays quiet and just everybody agrees on everything. Like, no. Why isn't there not somebody right there and then who says, excuse me? What do you mean we're misogynistic because we're not voting for her because she's a female? That's absolutely not the case. And challenge when these people be talking to you as if they know better, or if they like you're lesser, they're more educated than you or whatever. Like, he really gave off that vibe. And I don't care if he's an ex-president or whatever. I would have said something if I would have, like you said earlier. When you see something, you say something, especially since Eric was a cop and he didn't do anything. That's how I feel. Like, you should say something when something like that happens.
Well, something about that, what you brought up, that one point that you brought up when he was talking to the black guys, Ruby, I don't know if you were old enough to remember, but in the early 2000s, when he came into the political arena, people were really worshiping Barack Obama.
Yeah.
People were having almost like spiritual orgasms out there. You can't find those videos no more. They deleted it all. There was people fainting in the audience, like if he was Frank Sinatra or the Beatles or Elvis. They were having orgasms over this man. When he became president, the moment he stepped on the scene, they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize. He hadn't done anything. He's never accomplished anything in his life. He's not a great speaker. He reads the teleprompter. He's a great speech reader. When he's off the teleprompter, he goes, huh, huh, huh. So people are starting to see that the thrill is gone, like that blues song. The thrill is gone. People are not having orgasms when they see Barack Obama anymore. People are not in ecstasy anymore. So
but we've seen his track record, though. All those bombings he did, all those invasions or whatever you want to call it, he killed a lot of people. How do you get the Nobel Peace Prize when you bombing other countries every other day? That doesn't make sense.
Well, then now he doesn't have that political clout he had at the beginning. He had a great political clout. He doesn't have it no more. And they're quite dangerous, because I think, didn't you see some of the reports that a lot of people are upset because they spent so much millions and millions of dollars on the campaign and they totally lost?
Yep.
And some of his donors are very, very upset because he doesn't carry the political clout he did just a couple of years ago.
Right. I agree with that.
And but in their mind, they think they're there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm getting at. These people think that they are like that. Oh, and like side note, fun fact, I don't think Tony knows this, but Barack Obama is like the second or third cousin of Bush. They're in the same family. They're cousins.
Stop.
Now,
Yes.
are you sure? How did you figure that out?
Because Obama's grandfather, I think it was his grandfather, was white because his mother was white on his mother's family's side of the family.
I can't Google it, so you gotta.
Yeah, on your free time, definitely look that up. I found out that through that grandfather, they are connected to the Bushes, so they are basically like second or third removed cousins. So that kind of what I mean is like he was installed. He was born and raised and CIA groomed to become, like what Jesse said, the beautiful speaker, yada yada. Like there's a lot of theory into that, but it is a fact that they are related. So that's a fact, at least. Now it kind of makes me think, well, that kind of makes sense. It's kind of like they wanted to continue their legacy. Like Bush Sr. was president, Bush Jr. was president, Obama president. It was like they were those were the presidents. It was like a lineup that they wanted to continue this legacy of what they destroying America. Remember, like the 16-year destroy America, yada yada.
Yes.
And Hillary was supposed to be the next one. It was supposed to continue that legacy, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, Trump kind of disrupted all of that, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a wrinkle in the timeline because they had a plan, and then it went like wrinkle. Now we have to try to salvage whatever we can, and it's blowing up in their faces because everything that's been happening, Trump either prevented it from happening, or he exposed it, or he kind of woke us up to the fake news and all that kind of stuff.
So what's today? December
17th, Tuesday.
Okay.
It's about to be Wednesday in a few minutes.
I have a question for you girls.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't mind.
Mhm.
Have you guys gone to jw.org?
Stop it! Absolutely not. What you mean the demonic website?
Thank you.
But I know.
Okay, so what do you want to talk about?
What kind of a question is that?
They hit Christmas real hard.
Did they?
Yeah. And they're going back to hitting Christmas. But when I read it this morning, I like to go in there because I it's like crack cocaine to me. I need to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And so they hit Christmas and they had like 9 to 10 talking points. Just the classic about the 3 wise men, December 25th. And I was hitting them out of the park in my head. And I thought, I saw Ruby Quinn's website, YouTube site, and it said Merry Christmas, did it?
Yeah.
Upcoming?
Yep.
And I thought it would be neat if we went on one, or Gilbert, and just go topic by point, question by question.
Okay.
Because some of the stuff that they talk about, the December, and they hit Christians real hard on it. Like they say that this has nothing to do with the New Testament, nothing to do with Christianity. I feel they have nothing to do with Christianity.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's funny that you bring that up because I was telling Ruby that to also talk to you and Jimmy and about doing like a Bible reading kind of thing and like reading parts of the Bible and just like dissecting and getting different perspectives.
About Christmas? About
well,
Christmas?
no, okay, no. She's so okay. Hold on, pause. We were thinking of doing a Bible reading live stream that we would read a chapter of the Bible and discuss it, like we did in the last stream, and how we were bringing up points about Cain and Abel, Adam and Eve, and different subjects like that. And then for the commentary, for like the discussion, we wanted you and like Gigi to bring that out because we read the Bible and we get dumbfounded too many times. And then I'm like, I start emailing Gigi, like asking him a million questions. So I'm like, I think we should do like a show like that of like rereading the Bible and bringing those points.
Okay, can I throw an angle at you? Just a second. What if, since Christmas is coming up, why don't we read the verses that have to do with Christ's birthday and Christ's infancy? The 3 wise men. Like one of the points that they made, they go that it wasn't 3 wise men. And then they go into the Magi. They nitpick every little thing.
What was it?
That it could have been a bunch of them, but that it doesn't have a number of how many men it was. That just tradition says it's 3 because there was 3 gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Right.
But they can't. Why do they have to attack? So Christianity has the 3 wise men, right? So since the Bible doesn't have the number 3 on it, the Jehovah's Witnesses attack it and say, no, you guys are pagan. The Bible never says it was 3 wise men.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be neat to just read those verses and say, what does the Bible say? Just read it. Yeah.
Yes, because I don't know where the idea also came that it was like 3 kings.
That's interesting because and the witnesses, they believe in, didn't they believe in 3 people coming to attack Jesus or something like that?
No, they said that we don't know if it was 3. It says at jw.org. That's one of the things. That the tradition is that it's 3. The pagan tradition is 3 because there was 3 gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And from there, we come up with the 3 wise men, not because the Bible says 3.
So, but what about before? Because is that new, or how, when you were growing up, do you remember them talking about the 3 wise men?
Yes.
And like, how did you remember them teaching that back in your day?
I don't remember them specifically attacking the 3, or it was just passed by. But if you remember when they're following the star,
yeah,
they show the 3 men in the camel.
Yes, you see, So, but they still depicted 3 men.
Yes.
But
You
didn't
see
they
what I'm
say that it
saying?
was like 3
Yes,
kings?
yes.
But where did they get that it was like 3 kings? Like there was like a title to them.
Yeah, they don't use the word kings. They use the word like astrologers. And that's another thing. They attack them as astrologers.
Yeah, like magic men, like men of magic.
Correct.
Yeah, that was the other thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, because why am I recalling a story of these men that came to find where Jesus was born to end him? Or was that regarding Satan the devil?
No. That was Jesus. See, that's what I'm saying. We could read all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
The birth.
Yeah.
In the 4 gospels. And just so that night is just dedicated to the nativity of Christ.
Right.
It would be neat. But I think they just make fools of themselves attacking Christmas because they talk about how it's not I understand that it's not a Christian. They say it's not a Christian holiday by Christ or God. I understand that. But it's the day we as mortals, as inferior life forms, created beings, we like to remember God by remembering the day that he gave us his son. You can't even have that little thing. They want to take that away from us.
There you go. Herod sent the 3 men to kill him.
Yes.
So am I confusing 2 different stories, or is that the same story?
Same story.
So then the witnesses are depicting the 3 men to go that were in search of Jesus to, exterminate him, kill him.
No. They no. They came to worship him. Watchtower says they came to pay obeisance, but they came to worship the new king, Jesus Christ. But
that was okay.
Herod wanted to know where he was at, but God sent them a dream and told them not to go back to Herod, to go back to their land.
So he's like, he changed their mission, and now they were bringing gifts instead of searching him out.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay.
And here's my belief. Me and Gilbert believe we don't have no evidence, no proof. But if there were magi and apostates and whatever you want to call them, why did God allow the wise men to give gold, frankincense, and myrrh to Joseph and Mary?
Oh, well, that's interesting. Well, we remember, Ruby, we were talking about the books that did not make it into the Bible and how I had never heard of that before. I don't know. And so we started looking up about the book of Enoch that was not included into the Bible.
Yes.
And I don't know, have you seen videos on that? I'm sure you have.
I will share it with Jesse and Gigi before we start that conversation.
Okay. One more thing.
Okay.
So there's so much on the nativity, so much. It's
I
beautiful.
know.
Yeah.
Because as I become older, I love Christmas more. But not jingle bell, but I love the Christmas, the traditional. Jesus is
tradition.
Okay.
Now, and they attack December 25th. But after that is New Year's Eve night.
Okay.
And we need to find 5 time zone people. Like you and Jimmy are in the East Coast. Me and Gilbert are in the Mountain Pacific. and JD and Apasta Babe are in California. We need to find some, and we need to have a Jehovahthon for New Year's Eve. So every brother like you guys bring in the East Coast, and you guys have that hour, and then you pass it on to the next, and it'll be the first ever apostate Jehovahthon.
Yeah. But for New Year's, right? Not Christmas.
Just New Year's, and it's just Jehovah's Witnesses. We invite for New Year's.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We should do that.
Ooh, and we bring in the New Year, Jehovah's Witness style.
Okay.
Talking about UFOs, space aliens.
Yes.
Everything.
That sounds good.
Everything.
Jimmy does orange hats. Yeah, you and Jimmy will have to do the East Coast. You guys will do the East Coast. Me and Gilbert could do Mountain, and maybe a Pasta Babe. We can ask her if her and some of the guys from California could do that over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll just need to find somebody in Texas. Do you know any apostates in Texas?
Yep. Jerron visited them. It was a couple. It was a black couple. I forgot their names.
Yeah, somebody who could host the Jehovahthon.
But I don't know if they go live though. I don't think they do lives.
Yeah, we got to find some live people.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people don't do lives. They do videos, but I don't think they do lives. So
in Texas, they think they're so bad. You think that we'd have some badass apostates in Texas, huh? Because in Texas, they're the best at everything. Best at barbecue, best at everything. It says, why does all the ancient sun gods of different civilizations that predate Jesus have the birthdays on December 20th? See, that's
oh my God, the sun god. Wait. Ruby, I'm telling you, we was literally just talking about this.
And I've looked into that because there was other like Jesus stories and ancient Egyptian stories and pagan gods and everything.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that they were copying the Jesus story. That doesn't mean that
you think they were copying the Jesus story?
I think they were. I think they were copying that, or they were using the prophecies, or using whatever information they had at that time to put a fake Jesus type of story.
Or this is just a telltale of old time that's been repeated and changed multiple times.
That's
but Jesus is the true God. You see, there are many gods, and I would not deny that there are a lot of gods, and they probably are. They do have power. Maybe they do exist. Maybe it is through Satan that they exist. I don't know.
But what I'm saying is, in the recorded history, that we have in Western civilization, Jesus is the question of every living human being. What are you going to do with Jesus? Right. And what I say is that it's impossible that a guy from Palestine 2,000 years ago had with no electricity, no recording, no pencil, no paper, no computer, no iPhone, no laptop, no nothing, born, and God sends him in a manger where there's all kinds of bacteria and poo-poo from the cows and every known virus is there on the ground. And he's born and he affects humanity. And in 2024, we're over here talking about this guy.
Exactly. That's what gives me that. Yeah.
He has to be God in my faith. Now, I understand it's just my faith. I have no evidence about, we got to let Apostle Babe know if she could do it.
Yes, Linda James, if you didn't hear the announcement, Jesse and Gigi are going to do a Jehovah. I wish you did not name it a Jehovah because I got a thing. It bothers me, but whatever. Jehovahthon that we're going to do from the East Coast to the West Coast and have a continuation stream leading us into New Year's. I think that's a great idea.
Jehovah's Witness based New Year's Eve bash.
Right, like a
the
New Year's Eve
Jehovahthon
party.
Ringing in from Atlantic, Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific.
Yeah,
and we were hoping
but I also want to do that with the holidays, though. We should do that with the holidays. Like I'm gonna do Christmas. I did Thanksgiving. I'm gonna do all the holidays. Like I want to celebrate holidays with you guys. You know,
we need to find a YouTuber from Texas or Louisiana, somebody from the middle of the country, or Ohio, Nebraska, Kansas. But they don't grow with it. We got to.
So then I'll ask on Discord. There's lots of people on Discord. I'll ask around and see who's there.
Oh, you know who could do it? Gary Kunkel.
I don't know who that is.
King of the Dots. He's from Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Jimmy says he agrees. No Jehovah in the name. We have to get a better name. But I do like the Athon because the marathon needs to happen.
What about Watchtower-a-thon?
That's a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah, a little bit better.
Disfellowship-a-thon?
No.
No. Okay.
It's got to be positive.
A pastathon. Let me stop.
A pastathon.
A pastathon. That's way better because
that is great.
Jimmy said no, nothing JW related. Okay, Jimmy, think of a name and then let us know if you have any better ideas.
Ask him if he likes a pastathon. I love that name.
But that is JW related, isn't it?
Yeah, but nobody will know. It's a pastathon.
Joe and Fran are on the East Coast. They're in New York, like Tony. So okay, so he liked that one.
There
There you go. A pastathon.
Okay.
Team Tony nailed it.
Okay, so we should say like a pastathon. Okay, perfect. We just decided with everybody in the chat.
Wow, that's a great name.
Yeah, that really is.
A pastathon.
Holiday stream or like a
the
bash.
worldly people won't know what the hell it is.
No.
Yeah.
What is a pastathon?
A pastathon. Okay, good. And we should come up with like a theme. I'm gonna create a background. I'm gonna create
Yeah, this will be fun.
Millions now living celebrate New Year's.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
This is gonna be this new year is gonna be great. I can feel it.
Yeah, Shaq is in California, he said. So
Shaq, you and a pasta babe are gonna have to run the studio. California.
On her channel because she can go live and then everybody, all the West Coast people can join.
Cool.
Her while she rings in the new year.
Rings in the new year.
Yeah.
Now, this is what me and Gilbert thought. This is what we thought. 1975 turns 50. 2025.
Oh, really?
You know the 1975 debacle with the Jehovah's Witnesses?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Wait, I don't know. I mean, I would like to know a little bit.
Yes, you do. What you talking about?
What are you talking about?
In 1975, they started saying that the end of the world was gonna come to sell your belongings, sell your possessions, sell everything because it was the end of the world was gonna come in 1975. You don't remember that? You don't know that?
Yeah, you have to sell your car, get rid of your children.
Didn't that happen in 1914?
Yes, but 1975 they said
and
that.
And then was it? Yeah.
Maybe it's just been so long. I don't know. We were talking Ruby today. I was talking Ruby today, and it's like there's just certain things I don't. We read the what were we reading? We were reading the what happened?
San Diego Pimo could come in with a pasta babe.
Yes.
And JP. Oh, there's tons of guys in California, tons of girls and guys.
Yep. And El Reno is in I think she's in Oregon or Washington State.
Just Texas time zone sucks. We don't got nobody.
Yeah, we need somebody in the mid. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to
You'd think that Texas would rule. They own everything else.
Okay, so I'll ask around and then we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, we'll ask Gilbert. He knows it, right?
Yeah. Oh, so Tony, this is another news story that I wanted to bring up. That this woman went missing. She went missing a month ago, and this was posted in December. And we are in December. What am I saying? Okay, so a month ago, she went missing, and she was found safe just weeks after her father committed suicide because of her disappearance. I wanted to play the clip. It's so sad.
We'll find you, Hannah. We'll find you. We'll bring you home.
And what is she like as a person?
Oh, she's the kindest heart, and everything about her was just beautiful,
The family of the woman missing from Maui, Hannah Kobayashi, has released a statement saying she has been found safe. Eyewitness News has learned the family has spoken to her. They released no other details except to ask for privacy while they heal and process what the family has gone through. Kobayashi went missing for weeks after police say she intentionally missed a connecting flight at LAX. Police later said video showed Kobayashi crossing the border from the U.S. into Mexico alone.
We'll find you, Hannah. We'll find you.
So my thing, why would she? Okay, we already know it was intentional, right? Because she was found safe. The police followed up and did the investigation, right? You see her father there. How do you do that to your family and to people? You go missing intentionally. You don't say where you're going, nothing. You're missing. And then your father commits suicide because of your disappearance?
That's crazy.
That got me. I was like, I don't know who in their right mind would do that. I said, I have to share it with you guys because I'm like, we're living in some crazy times.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say I feel like she should be charged.
That's what Tony said.
I feel like she should be charged with murder.
Yeah, she said, but did they show the woman on TV? I don't know. They said, oh, that we want privacy now because I guess she came home to find out that her father is gone.
That's a little weird. I don't know. That's weird to me. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Exactly.
I wouldn't, if that was me, right, and I'm the wife or I'm the sister or sibling or whatever, right, and I see this man going through that trauma and the stress and the crying and all that, and he kills himself, and the girl comes back to say, oh yeah, I went here. I would never speak. I would not be able to look at her. I would not be able to. I would not. That's crazy.
Because she missed the flight to go back home, I think, right? So wherever she went, I don't know where she went, but it's like she never said to anybody where she was going or that she wasn't coming back home. Like,
what does that have anything to do with the fact that your father killed himself because
he thought you would?
He thought you were missing or dead.
That is sick.
Yeah, this is or maybe it's something bigger than that. I don't know. But that's just weird. That's just weird.
How do we know it's not a cover up? And then Jimmy said, I agree. This is covering up something else.
You see? Okay, there we go. That's what I'm saying because it doesn't make sense.
When they first reported this without saying she purposefully missed her connecting flight. I think they know that now, but they didn't know that then because they were looking all over for her. Like airport.
I think they said that they said that on the second report that we just saw that we know now that she purposely missed it because she took her to Mexico.
Right. I think they know that now.
Could she have a boyfriend in Mexico? Maybe.
Wow. Jimmy says trafficking. I don't know. Maybe she got caught up in that, or maybe it could be as simple as she wanted to go hang out and party in Mexico and didn't tell anybody, came back and didn't think it was a big deal. Because I don't know, these women nowadays be thinking like nothing's a big deal. Like they're very nonchalant with things and like, oh, I can do whatever and yada yada.
And then the Mexican men are very, we're very we attract a lot of people, a lot of cultures. So I could see a Hawaiian girl going after us Mexicans.
I mean, but she doesn't, they don't show her distraught or crying when she's fine. Like, here's the news, nothing.
I don't know. No. I mean, I guess you guys are going to have to do more research if you're interested in that. But I just wanted to show you guys that I saw that and I was in disbelief. I couldn't believe it.
It just sounds fishy. It sounds fishy.
Exactly. Very, very
There's more. There's more to the story. Everybody's saying the same thing. There has to be more. There has to be something.
No, there has to, because like I said, if that was me and she walks through the door, she's getting the pela of her life. She's gonna get the beat down of her life on top of like whatever. Like it's crazy.
We call it the chancla in
yeah.
You guys have that too, the chancla?
Don't even, how dare you come back here after this? Like, this is crazy.
That's so sad. And you see, that's why you should never, like, I'm so anti-suicide. I mean, I think we all are, right? But I mean, I'm even more like anti-suicide because it's like how you put a permanent decision to a temporary problem. Maybe you, like, he didn't know. What if she didn't become found and she was alive? Or maybe she was found and maybe she wasn't alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least you would know. But you took your own life and you don't know. That's why I don't like suicide. Like, I just.
And then it's like, was he suffering with depression or something before this even happened? And like, that was like a trigger, or like, were they trying to kill the father?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they covered it up as a suicide, but it's not.
Jay says they initially reported that an ex-boyfriend was on the same flight with her and he made the flight connection. Linda says, this makes me wonder if the daughter was a victim of her father. I mean, that maybe might be the reason why she didn't tell anybody where she was going or whatever. I don't know. I mean, families can be toxic and, dysfunctional.
Yeah, but he would kill himself?
I don't know. I mean, he seems like a real genuine father that actually cared about his daughter.
I'm saying, if he was an abusive father of any type, like, would he kill himself?
I don't know. That's crazy.
I don't know.
This guy said she was escaping. You think she was escaping? Like this is so interesting. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is why I wanted to bring it up, because it's so interesting. Some people are agreeing with Linda. I think the father was involved in some illegal activities that caused her kidnapping. That's why he committed suicide. That's a theory. Whoa. Whoa. I didn't even think about that.
Oh,
Hey, I gotta bail out.
wait a minute.
Oh, thank you, Jesse.
Okay,
Thank you so much
bye.
for joining.
This was nice.
Apostathon.
Apostathon.
Yes, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for the East Coast.
Oh, put that comment back up. Let me see that.
I think the father was involved in some illegal activities that caused her kidnapping. That's why he committed suicide. Maybe because he felt guilty. Like, they probably did take my daughter. Maybe they did kill her. And he probably was under the pretense that maybe whatever deal went wrong or whatever probably went through and she was goner. She was a goner.
Or you think that they would have killed him? And
Jimmy
set it
says
up?
maybe we are just told that he killed himself. You see, that's another thing. I don't
That's
trust
what I'm
nothing
saying.
that's in the on the
That's
TV.
what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't make sense that he killed himself. Maybe he was killed.
Oh my God. And then that's when she comes back after he kills himself.
Right.
Maybe she was waiting for that to happen to then come back. Maybe that was a signal.
Or maybe he was just like, it's your life or hers.
Shaq says it seems strange a father would kill himself before he found out what happened to his daughter. That's what I'm saying.
Strange.
Who does that?
And then I want to know how long she was missing for. How long was she missing
It said
for?
a few weeks. It said a few weeks.
A few weeks and he kills himself? That doesn't make sense.
Maybe it was the grief. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he was so...
I don't know. I would go to the ends of the earth finding it.
Right. Jimmy says, or a hit took place.
That's what I'm telling you.
Maybe they're not telling us everything. He was probably afraid of some sort of backlash. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was
It's
she a
got
black hat?
What's a black hat again?
Like the evil ones, the ones that are perpetrating all this evil, the black hats. John says that's a strange story. It is. Oh, Linda says she was missing for a month.
That's nothing. A month?
But imagine to a parent who's missing, even if she is an adult, that's still your child. You know what I mean? Like you're waiting for that long.
but the point is, like, I would be thinking if I kill myself and he, like, what if he actually isn't dead? Then
that's
I
what
killed.
I'm saying. That
would be. And like, no, that doesn't. Like, maybe if it was 6 months. Okay, I'm like, okay, I can 6 months, 8 months a year. Okay. But like a month, you didn't even give it time to breathe. Like,
right. I don't know the full story of the investigation. I just saw that clip and that piqued my interest, and I'm piquing yours so that we could brainstorm this story because it's very strange and bizarre. And I think that we need to do a little bit more investigation. Shaq says if a parent loved their daughter, they would spend the rest of their life trying to find them.
Yeah,
I agree with that because I'm like, I don't care how old my kid is, I would be looking. I would become John Wick, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like I would be all over. Linda says, I want to know why she was going. I want to know why she should be going to. Okay, sorry, there's a typo.
Why would
she was going to Mexico? Why would she go to Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Jimmy says, unless you're Casey Anthony. Listen, that was a horrible
Casey
case.
Anthony?
Listen, me and Grandma watched that trial every single day. I was
Casey Anthony?
young.
Why does that sound familiar?
She murdered her daughter. I mean, we're not gonna get into that, but yes, Casey Anthony was such a huge, and she was one of the most hated women in America at that time because every detail would come up every single day of the trial, and it was like more damning evidence that
How
she
did
was
she
the one.
kill her daughter?
I don't know. In your free time, you're gonna have to look up those gruesome details because I don't want to get too much into that.
All right.
But the Sky was asking, where was this again? It was I saw it on X. It was reported. So just Google woman who went missing, father committed suicide because of, and you'll probably find it because she's Hawaiian. So just look up. I need to look up Kate. Yo, how do you know about that case? That was huge. That was huge news.
I don't remember, honestly. I'm trying this. I don't remember.
Yep, and she didn't get. I mean, she served the time that she served.
Maybe if
but
I see
I
the
don't think she got
face,
charged.
like I see faces.
Okay. Yes. Let me see. Casey Anthony.
You said that she killed her daughter.
Yeah, it was something to that effect. Let me see if I could show you a picture because you're gonna know as soon as I show it to you. That's Casey Anthony right there.
Oh, that's very old. That is old. When did that happen? That was years ago. Oh my God.
Yeah, like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Oh my God.
And she came out with a documentary on Netflix. They saw her chileando in the club, new boyfriend. Like I was sick to my stomach because I was like, her daughter is dead. And you, because of you, and you hid it from your parents. And that's a whole other conspiracy theory that her parents were in on it, and that they were putting this facade on the news saying like, oh, we're looking for our granddaughter, and like making it huge. Meanwhile, I think they knew something, or I don't know. There's just a lot of conspiracies. Yes, John, I believe that Casey Anthony was another huge distraction. I'm telling you, because it was like the biggest case of the century. Like after what's his name? Simpson. After Simpson case, like that was the level of how everybody was glued to their TV watching this case about this little girl. And then the one from Italy, the murder in Italy, the American student, exchange student, that was another one. We were glued to our screens. So yeah, definitely look into that.
Okay.
And yes, Sky, I'm into true crime too. I've looked up every serial killer. I've watched every documentary. I've watched tapes. I've watched all of them. It's like I've studied these people because I was like, what drives somebody to do this? And then when
was it 2020? No, what was it called? That grandma's favorite show? It came on a certain time at night.
60 Minutes.
60 Minutes.
Yeah,
Oh
60
my
Minutes.
God.
We used to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when Jimmy was talking to us about the MK Ultra and like mind control, now I understand why these people did what they did. And then when you dig a little deeper, it is a fact that Manson, I think that's his name, Manson, the Manson murders in California, he was a CIA asset. They were giving him LSD drugs, and it was like an experiment, but in the real world. And he went on to kill people.
Oh, wow.
How did we not learn our lesson from this?
I mean, I didn't hear that about Manson. That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, it was a whole like social / murder experiment. He was an asset, and that's why when he got arrested, like the first time, I think it was, he got let out of jail because it was like above their pay grade. Like when you see the documentary, all of these red flags start coming up, and you're like, yo, how the hell did this guy get away with murder? Or how did it escalate? Like they should have caught this before something even happens. And then it happened, and then you find out the drugs, and you find out who was supplying him with that. He was a freaking cult leader. Like it just dives way deep into that.
Wow.
And that's how you know that the CIA and the government is infiltrating or creating these cults that we see. And they go on to either kill people or the mass suicide and that other cult that were drinking the Kool-Aid. And it's like, it just happens way too many times that I'm like, okay, I already know that this is already tainted or infiltrated. You know, like I don't trust nothing anymore.
Yeah.
Culty says, now it's Jay-Z after Diddy and drones. Yup. And they'll keep them coming one after the next. Linda says, so where did the Hawaiian girl get off from her plan? Okay, so yeah, you get Linda. Definitely. Let's Google that in our free time. And then we should come back with the new information that we found out so that we could dissect this.
Definitely.
Because I'm like, she was coming from somewhere. I don't know if it was Hawaii. I don't know, because she was from there. I don't know what.
Yeah, but
she was connecting at LAX. So she was going somewhere, intentionally missed the flight, and then she went down to Mexico. How the heck did she do that without getting caught or flagged or passport, or like how the hell did she make it past the border? And Anyways, okay, guys.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to bring up. And then the last subject that I have on this title, and the last subject that I would, and we could wrap up the show, was about the new school shooting. Apparently, there was a school shooting in a Christian school. Okay, that's my first red flag. Second, that she had, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, mental health issues, right? Second red flag. And then how young she was, 15 years old, red flag. The manifesto, I didn't read it because you guys already know I'm into that. I would definitely like read the manifesto and see what's up. But this happened. It's like the same type of stuff with the Nashville shooter. It was like a transgender, mentally, mental person, mental illness. I don't know what to call it, but like they were not well in the mind, and they carried out this act, and it was towards a Christian school. And when you read her manifesto, it was personal. It was because she hated the fact that she was discriminated against, or like they didn't accept her for being trans or whatever, because it was a Christian school. But I'm like, 15 years old? That's too young for me. I don't believe that. I don't believe that a 15-year-old would do this on her own. Like on her own, like left to her own devices. And if she did, how the heck did this go once again unnoticed? How did she get
Yeah, do you have anything to pull up in regards to it?
I don't know. Let me see. I think it was Wisconsin, right? Wisconsin school shooting. Okay, yeah, let's see. Okay, I think there's a video here. Okay, here's a news clip explaining it, because this recently happened and I debated whether or not to talk about it, because you already know there's a lot of information floating around, and you want to wait till you have all the information. So let's just see what this one.
New details about the school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin. Police say a 15-year-old female student killed a teacher and a fellow student before taking her own life. 6 other people were injured, including 2 with life-threatening injuries. Now, students and parents are speaking out about their ordeal, with families telling us they're grateful to be reunited. ABC's Jacqueline Lee joins me now from Madison, along with ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett for more on this. Jacqueline, I want to start with you. What more are you learning about the victims and their conditions?
Stephanie, so as you mentioned, there were 6 total victims taken to the hospital. 2 have since been released. 2 are currently in critical condition with life-threatening injuries, and the other 2 are still in the hospital, but they are in stable condition. In terms of those who died, there was a teacher as well as a teenage student, and then also the third person who died is the shooter. Now, what we do know also is that this took place inside the school, inside a study hall. It had a mix of grades of students, and
Hi, I'm Victoria.
Okay, hold on. I think that's an ad. Damn, it was just getting good too. Like right when the information was coming, y'all had to do this. What the heck? You see what my computer be doing to me? You see that? Like,
Yeah.
it's not just me.
It freezes.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
It's not even loading.
Okay, let's try this again. Right when I'm trying to get information. Yeah, right? Sky? Okay.
Speaking out about their ordeal, with families telling us they're grateful to be reunited. ABC's Jacqueline Lee joins me now from Madison, along with ABC News contributor and former FBI agent Brad Garrett for more on this. Jacqueline, I want to start with you.
FBI
What
agent,
more
red
are you learning
flag.
about the victims and their conditions?
Stephanie, so as you mentioned, there were 6 total victims taken to the hospital. 2 have since been released. 2 are currently in critical condition with life-threatening injuries, and the other 2 are still in the hospital, but they are in stable condition. In terms of those who died, there was a teacher as well as of grades of students, and we've heard from multiple students who have spoken out that they were just terrified hearing those gunshots, Stephanie.
And Brad, in the past, we've seen incidents like this committed by young males. So how surprising is it that police have identified a female this time?
Well, it's somewhat surprising, Stephanie, but I will tell you that when you look at the crime stats for other types of crimes, but murder.
Wow.
Murder and assaults, females are coming up. There's an uptick basically in them committing those 2 in particular crimes. So I only tell you that in that it doesn't surprise me that occasionally, or maybe sadly in the future, we may see more females that tend to be stepping into more, I guess, male roles from the past.
Either way, just a horrible situation there. Jacqueline, earlier this morning, the Madison ABC, he expects to have more details later this afternoon, and that the parents of the suspect are cooperating with the investigation. So what can we expect?
Right, so there's a lot still going into this investigation. They are trying to pinpoint a motive. So we know that overnight they were, walking all around the alleged shooter's home, trying to figure out why she may have potentially done this. They have said that the parents are cooperating, and they have poured over her social media. They say they have found postings that indicate a leaning towards neo-Nazi ideology as well as violence. And they say that she has celebrated mass shootings. Take a listen.
It is important to note that they were cooperative. Despite this tragedy, they still lost a child. They still lost a member of their family. And I'm certain that they have probably more questions than anyone because they knew her, they lived with her. And so we wanted to get an account of them, of what kind of child she was.
And so obviously this is a really devastating situation all around for everybody involved, but also many people want to know, where did this alleged shooter get the gun? Stephanie.
Jacqueline, thank you. Certainly thinking about the families who lost someone in all of this, just horrible. Thank you, Jacqueline, and Brad as well.
Yeah, she said, where did this alleged shooter? I mean, so they haven't really brought out anything. I mean, we're gonna have to look more or wait till more info comes out, but I guess I want to see like other students in the classroom that were there and present speaking about
But they're
this
all
too.
little kids. They're all little kids, like second graders, third graders. And this was a 15-year-old who went into the school. And I know some of the schools.
Wait. So she wasn't part of the school?
I think she was. That's what's floating around. That she was a student or a former student because.
That's what I need. Yeah, that's what I need to understand. Like, why would she target that school? How did she get in? They must have known her.
Right.
She must have went in like a regular school day or something, and then why? And then so the classroom was a lower classroom, like a lower grade.
Yeah, it was like a study room where all of them can come together. And I do know like some of those Christian schools, especially private ones, they have K through 12. So it's a mix of all ages.
Right.
So apparently a second grader was the one who called 911.
Oh.
So she was in the vicinity of very young kids.
A second grader is that's Ellie's age.
Yeah, 8 years old.
7, 8. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty young in my opinion. So I'm like, why would she go around the young ones? And then she killed a teacher, so that makes me feel like, okay, she probably had an issue with the teacher or something. Or maybe she didn't. She just wanted to cause havoc, cause chaos, because that's what they are. They are agents of chaos. And then I don't know if it's true or not, but some people are saying that she was also trans. I don't know about that. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. But that's another floating thing. So it's like everybody's trying to figure out all these details and everything. And that's why I was kind of like debating whether or not to talk about it. But basically, it's always the same baseline. That a kid that was disturbed or had abuse or whatever the case may be, got their hands on a gun and went into a school and did what they did. We don't see these types of crimes back in the day when grandma was going to school, when our moms were going to school. This is like a new phenomenon or something. Like, what is going on with the generation that we live in and mental health issues? When our generation supposedly is supposed to be the one that talks about mental health, that is not taboo anymore to seek help and therapy and medication, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't make sense to me, because if this is the most open generation when it comes to communication about these sensitive topics, why are we seeing such a high rocket, like skyrocket of mental health issue that supposedly went unnoticed? I don't know. Like,
I guess I don't think that it's that it goes unnoticed, is that people are in denial and they don't want to accept that. Because the signs are there. They're clear as day. You can see it. But it's like, why isn't it clicking in their head?
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then what's crazy is that John Marciano just commented that the shooter was wearing the same shirt that the Columbine shooters were. I don't know about that. I mean, we're going to have to check that out. But
What was she wearing? A plaid shirt? What?
I don't know. We're going to have to see, because the only picture that we see online is like a selfie from a mirror. And she's wearing a regular shirt. But I mean, I think we were too young for Columbine, so we don't really remember. So these are details that we have to start connecting with these school shootings, because like I told you, the base is the same. But then there's certain details that kind of come out, and it's almost like you have to do the puzzle. You know what I mean? Yes, Thrifty. And we do have those red flag laws in Florida. And a lot of people were against it because you see what we were telling you earlier, they create a mass hysteria so that they could push a law that would actually hurt more than it would help. Because in the case of the red flag laws, especially in Florida, anybody can call. You can call on your neighbor, you can snitch on anybody, claim that they have a mental illness, and the police will come and confiscate all your weapons. And then they would put an alert in the system that you cannot buy weapons ever again. And that's where I'm like, no, that's unconstitutional. So red flag laws, I don't agree with. Common sense gun laws, which is what we already have, like background checks and things like that. Okay, I could understand that. But even that kind of feels like you're treading on that right, because in the Constitution, it doesn't say that. It says everybody should have the right to a weapon, to bear arms. So even if you do agree with common sense laws, I'm like so constitutionalist that I would say you don't even need that. Everybody, if you're a citizen, a U.S. citizen, if you were born in America, you're a patriot, you're a citizen, and we could declassify that, right? Because there's certain like amendments about that kind of stuff. But bottom line is, if you're an American, you should be able to bear arms, and that's it. All of these other laws are put into place because of these hysteria, either a false flag or whatever they put in laws to kind of like stop people from having guns and things like that. And I just feel like that's the government treading on us.
I mean, it's understandable.
Right. So that's why
I just need more details, because this don't make sense. I need more details. And like I wanna hear witness testimonies that these children or because you're saying it was a study room. So
Yeah,
I
these are
want to
small
hear
kids,
from the other people that were in the room, or even from those who were injured. Like, I want to hear, because they're the eyes. They were in the room. They saw it. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear from their mouth.
Right. But I don't think you should be like subjecting kids to talk about that.
Yeah, but how old are these people? How old are they?
There was a little girl and a little boy, like 9, 8, 9. They were young, like, and
Okay, but
I'm just saying, like, they always throw the kids in front of the cameras because they want America to feel that emotion. It's like they're trying to garner that emotion of like, oh my God, another school shooting, they're killing kids. Because that's what's gonna get the American people angry enough and riled up because of course everybody will get upset when it comes to kids. So that's why I don't like when they put kids on the camera and stuff like that. I want to see the parents of this shooter. I want to see the family talking about this shooter. And if they would have
Yeah.
kept her alive, I would want to see the trial. Like, they keep killing these people and we never actually find out the real reason. And I do understand that they have to eliminate the threat, but could you not save some of them and just kind of like put them in a trial so that we can have true justice instead of just killing them and then burying everything and say, oh, just mental illness or whatever? You know, like they want to slap something on it and we don't do the real research about what's going on in that household.
Mhm.
Or
Right.
what's going on in their mind. So it's like you
Right.
never
Like
know the
what
second
caused that?
thing.
Was there something going on in the household? That is
Exactly.
gonna be interesting. And you cannot tell me that you didn't see signs. Like,
Signs? I think I saw that movie. What do you mean? The movie?
no, I'm saying like the parents. I'm sure they have to
Oh yeah.
notice a change in her or
Exactly.
something.
Exactly. Like what did her Google search look like? Who was she had on social media? Who was
Mm-hmm.
she talking to leading up to these days? The manifesto? I'm like 50-50 with a manifesto because that could have been faked. You know, I want to hear from the person themselves. And they
Mm-hmm.
keep killing these shooters so we never know what's up. That's my
Well,
thing.
she killed herself, this is, right?
No, she was shot. I think the police killed her. Oh, maybe she did kill herself. Oh,
No,
you
it
see
says
what
she,
I'm saying?
yeah, it
Damn.
says that she killed herself. And why would she kill herself?
Because I mean, one of the reasons I could think of is because they don't want to have accountability for their actions. Because she knows she's gonna go to jail and get the death penalty if that
Yeah.
state has capital thing. And then Sky says, why everybody gotta have a manifesto? That's another thing. All of these people want to commit like such a heinous crime, have a manifesto, and become like a famous serial killer on the next Netflix
It's almost like
docu.
it's almost like if it's acting.
Yes, like if it's acting, like if it's a
Like this,
show, like
yeah,
they
like,
want to become
and
famous or something.
I don't know, but it's like it's another distraction again.
Again, Jimmy said, look at all these stories. Now tell me, what are they trying to distract people's attention
Yeah, you
from?
see, look at that, because it just doesn't make sense.
Mind control. Jimmy says,
Yeah,
enjoy the show. But you see, enjoy the show, but during the show, there's real people who are dying because of it. Because
but
of this
are they
mind
really
control.
dying?
Okay, you see, now you're going into conspiracy theory.
But it's like if they're doing this with politicians, them like, you know what I'm saying? They're setting up the story. So
Yeah.
it's like, how can you tell what's real or not? Because this is just too crazy sometimes to be believing that it's actually real and they're not setting
But I
setting
do
it all
think
up.
that, but in these types of situations, a part of me does say that those kids were killed. I mean, she shot them. What, like, they're in the hospital right now. Are they? Are they not? Like, are we gonna know their identity? Are we gonna know the story? Are we
Right.
really
I
gonna
want
get
to
the
know about the
truth?
teacher. How do we know it was her though? Like, did someone see it was her? Like, did someone see it and they told the reporter, they told the police that? Like, where are they getting the information from that it was
Well,
her and
because
not?
when the second grader called 911, the police got there within 4 minutes and they eliminated the threat. That's how they're trained to eliminate threats. And that's what I'm saying. Like, instead of eliminating the person, why don't they just subdue them and then
Right, but
do
that's the
an
thing.
investigation?
Did the police actually eliminate the person and they're saying that she committed suicide?
Oh, somebody
Or
said in the comments that she did unalive, that she killed herself.
yeah, you
So
see? But that's what I'm saying. Are they putting it as that, but really a police officer did come and shoot her? You know what I'm saying? They
maybe
took her out. It's
a lot of
too
people
much.
are agreeing with you, though, that maybe they are really not dead. Maybe it was a false flag operation. They make it seem as if these kids died, and in
That's what I'm
reality, they
saying.
didn't.
It's probably some niece or great grandchild of some politician that they're using as a
Right.
prop and to bring this. I don't, like, you know what I'm saying. I don't know anymore. I don't know
Yeah,
anymore.
Exactly. Just like the
Yeah.
CEO. A lot of people are saying that it looked like an assassination. Maybe he faked his own death, or maybe he did need to act as if he was dead so that he can testify. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you go into this whole whirlwind of theories, and this is why I love doing it. And I wanted to bring it up. I don't know if Tony can still hear us, but we'll wait for her to come back because I want to touch on this that John Marciano just put. Remember Alex Jones on Sandy Hook theory? And that's my thing. I'm like, did Alex Jones speculate? Did he theorize? Did he use the safe words like alleged? I don't know if he did that or not. I can't remember, and that's why they sued him for it, because he was making it seem like it was a hoax. I don't know, but that Sandy Hook stuff, when I started looking into it, it took me out. I don't know.
Listen.
Did you hear what I just said? Were you listening?
Yes.
Okay, so Alex Jones, if you don't remember, they were threatening his whole livelihood. They were sending him death threats. They sued him for like $1 billion. They were going to take his whole show and platform away from him because he was saying that Sandy Hook was a hoax. And that was blowing.
Hold on one second. Let me, because this thing is like blowing my ear off. It's like really loud, but I lowered my volume and it doesn't want to lower like the volume.
So should I lower my volume?
Oh, I don't know. You want to try it? Oh, I lost you.
Yo, what the heck? Can you hear me? What has happened?
Your flag is gone. Where's the the flag? The American flag is gone.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yo, what is going on?
Your flag.
Yo, why does this always happen to me? What?
I'm rolling right now. I'm dead.
Yo, it took.
I can't. Alex Jones on the Sandy Hook theory. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Oh my God. I hate when this happens to me.
I don't know what I'm sorry.
It's always either the internet, it's always the mic, it's always the computer, it's always I click something wrong, the keyboard don't want to work all of a sudden. Like,
they don't want this to continue. They're trying to say cut it out and like end of discussion.
Okay, so where were we? Because that
Alex
was
Jones. Alex Jones.
Okay. He was saying that was a hoax. And when you start looking up all the videos about Sandy Hook, and just the whole story was insane to me.
Yeah, that they were stopping the parents from going in or something like that. Is that the same one?
No, that was Uvidale. That was Texas. That was the most recent one. I'm talking about Sandy Hook back in the day. That they were having the parents do these press conferences, and that was the one. The father was laughing before he went on the cameras, and as soon as they hit like the lights on, then he went into a crying mode. Like, there's a lot of stuff in that
I'm
rabbit
gonna have
hole.
to see it again because I'm mixing them. I'm mixing them now.
But this is the crazy part. They demolished the school. They shredded all the paperwork, all the records from the school. It's like if the school didn't even exist anymore. And that's what Alex Jones was talking about. And that's why he was saying that it was a hoax. And then people were getting like upset, angry, like, oh, how could you say
mean
that?
like they just found this building and they turned it into a school. They did the shooting and then they demolished it like that.
That's one theory. But if you want to go with the storyline, the story was that this was a school in Connecticut, and there were kids that went to school, and all of a sudden there was a shooter, a bunch of kids died, yada yada. Same story.
Oh,
same
Sandy Hook. Yes. It's coming back to me now that you said Connecticut. Yeah.
Yes, Connecticut. So they sued Alex Jones because he was calling it a hoax. But when you look at Yeah, like I think it was the parents, and like there was like a whole coalition lawsuit to make him take the videos down, and because he did such a deep dive into Sandy Hook, and he was saying it's a hoax, it's fake, those kids are alive, they're not even dead. And then there's this whole like conspiracy theory that there's a picture of these kids rolling around the internet of how they look like grown. They're all teenagers now. They're all like young adults. And then they would put the little kid picture and then the photo, and they all together like they're all friends. Like they all got paid off. Like central casting. That's what people are saying. Like they were actors.
Yeah.
Yes, crisis actors. That the parents were acting. That everybody was paid to do this.
Listen, this is insane. Oh my God. I can't.
And if it wasn't, let's say that it was true, then why would they demolish the school? Even if something so horrific happened like that, why would you demolish the school and all the evidence of the school
that's
even
weird. That is
even
weird.
existing, right?
That is weird.
Sky says they on my ass. Thrifty said can't say the word. Jimmy says they demolished the UVDS school too. Really? I didn't know that.
That's weird.
No, something's wrong here. Something's wrong. Why would you demolish
Go ahead,
the
Jimmy.
school?
Go ahead, Jimmy. Say it. Enjoy the show. That's like his favorite line to say.
No, wait, I didn't know that. Wow. And Colty says that Sandy Hook was on the map in the Batman movie, the one where the other shooting in the theater. Oh, that's another Easter egg.
Wait, what?
The Batman movie. Yep, people were making connections that in the Batman movie, when he shows you the map of where like all the stuff was gonna happen, that Sandy Hook was on that map, and there was a shooting in that movie in the theater. We're gonna have to watch the Batman movie. Yo, there's so many movies we have to watch. And she says in that movie, the map was written Sandy Hook. Stop. You see what I'm saying? How we're connecting and doing. No, chill. And the Upadale one, as soon as I saw it on the news, bro, that was the moment that we made the decision to homeschool. That was 2 years ago, because we were looking at this whole Uvidale situation, the way the cops were handling it, the way they were talking.
Uvidale? Where's this? What's that story?
In Texas.
Oh. That's
It's
the name of the high school? Oh,
no, I think it was elementary. It was elementary.
Okay.
But it was it was a high school age student. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember if he was a student or not, but he was older. He was a man, basically. He was a man. And he rolled up to the school as if it was a random act of terror. And then he started shooting and killing people. And then the response of the police, that's what took me out, because the police were saying that they hesitated, that they didn't go all the way in and eliminate the threat.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah. That they were like, oh, no one go into school, and the parents were trying to go in. Like, yo, what is going on here?
They weren't letting anybody go in.
They were not letting, and they were like,
and
do not go in.
There was one mother who made it through the gate, and I was like, she's my hero. Like, that would be me. I would jump the gate and I would run up in there. And that's what got me into thinking, like, these schools are literal prisons, because you can't go in without an ID, or you can't open the doors as easy as you used to in the 90s, like when we went to school.
No.
You have to go through this whole process just to get to your kid. I don't like that. I don't like going through 3 different lobbies just to get to the classroom. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that.
Is asking which Batman movie. So, Colty, if you remember, we're gonna have to Google it. Maybe we'll find a clip and we'll come back to this.
Look it up.
I can't do it now because I have to wrap it up. It's already midnight. But we're gonna come back to it. There's a lot of pins that we did on this stream that I'm gonna have to write it down, and we're gonna have to come back to it, because
Mhm.
this is the point of the whole show. This is to make people think, to start putting the pieces together and come back here and let me know what you find.
Shaq says, weird. My comment disappeared about the Mandalay Bay shooter in Las Vegas.
That's another one.
He said his comment randomly disappeared.
Like, and I don't even see it So if it disappeared, that's YouTube because it's not coming up on StreamYard at all. So your original comments, I'm not seeing it.
What is that?
No, that was the Las Vegas shooting that he went in the building and he was shooting from the window, and that was a whole operation. That was the feds. He was a fed.
And then it says Matthew
allegedly.
McConaughey went to that school and then 2 weeks later gave a speech.
You see? No, but Jimmy says over here, hold on. He says pronounced Uvalde. What does that mean? Uvalde. You will die?
Oh my God, stop.
Is that what you mean, Jimmy?
Stop.
No, am I tripping?
No, that's what it sounds like.
You will die.
You will die. You will die. You will die. Something like that. You will die.
You will die. You will die. Stop playing. I'm scaring myself right now. Like I'm getting goosebumps. Oh my.
Why does that sound so familiar about the Sandy Hook on the map?
Dark Knight Rises. Okay, I think that's it. So we're gonna have to look that up.
I've seen that movie so many times.
So Jimmy's saying that Matthew McConaughey went to the school to Uvidale school and did the speech, and then 2 weeks later it was shot up. You see, I don't like this. I don't like this. It makes me feel like I am living in a TV show or something. But we have no control of the plot or the climaxes or like the twists and stuff like that. Oh, Jimmy came back. He sees us.
Okay, I can see y'all, but it's dark out here and I only got 18%. No, I was saying that the pronunciation of that school is Uvalde.
Oh, Uvalde. I thought I was tripping.
You were tripping. You were tripping. It was not Uvalde. It wasn't German. Uvalde. No. That was just the name of it. And then Matthew McConaughey, he attended that school when he's younger. And so after the shooting, like 2 weeks later, there was a press conference and he was speaking out on gun control.
Oh,
so that's the connection. So yeah.
You almost made me tear up, dying laughing because I was like, I gotta be tripping, right? Like if you let me go like this, there's no end. The slippery
Yeah, I had to come on real quick and just clarify that real quick. So
okay, thank God, because I was like, you will do. I was making stuff up.
I think it's time you might need to wrap up the show now.
Exactly. Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
Conspiracy tonight. Oh my goodness, it's hilarious.
That was funny.
Oh my God.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later.
Good night.
All right,
Bye.
have a good night, Jimmy. Thank you. Ooh, that was hilarious. I'm gonna laugh at that for the rest of my life. Like the rest of this channel, I am laughing at the Uvidale comment.
Look, they said Jimmy had to talk Ruby off the ledge.
Well, you see how you could definitely go off the railings with this kind of stuff. This is why I question reality.
Oh my God. I'm about to head out. I'm exhausted.
I'm tearing. And we've been talking all day. Like today, we've been talking for 5 hours. Yesterday, we were talking for 6 hours. Ever since last Tuesday, we've been talking every single day about this stuff because it's freaking killing me.
Mm-hmm.
And Tuesday is the only night that we have everybody here that we could, talk to about it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, that's when we decided to finally take everybody out of school because I was like, I cannot see this stuff happening in the world and say to myself, damn, I should have took my kids out of school, and God forbid a shooting would happen in their school. I would forever feel guilty. Like if I had the circumstances, I would have done it, like woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm gonna just start living my life intentionally and do things when I say I'm gonna do it. And that's why we're like, yo, let's take the kids out of school. Let's homeschool. I don't care how hard or how difficult or what. I need to do what I gotta do because I don't want to get caught in this system where they're gonna claim that it's a theory or a hoax or whatever. Because if you're one of those parents, right, like real parents of a real death, of a real incident, real terrorism, you would be angry if they're saying that your kid died in a theory or a hoax, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it is a little disrespectful to think like that. But since we don't have transparency, we cannot believe in anything. So it kind of makes us like, I don't want to seem disrespectful, but at the end of the day, I don't trust nothing that comes out of this government or the TV. So I don't know,
Yep.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for spending time with us, for hanging out with us. I am going to go take a shower and go to bed. This was like an unloading of, since last Tuesday, breaking our heads. We finally unloaded all of it. And whoever's watching this in the future, yo, good luck. Because you didn't catch the craziness in real time. So you let me know in the comments or whatever. And all right, wow, 2 a.m. where the sky is. Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. It's 1 a.m. here.
Yeah.
John Marciano says, love the show. Yes, good morning. Damn.
Good morning.
Oh, all right, guys. So
all right.
Have a good night, everybody. Tony, I'm gonna call you on my cell when we're done with this. All right, bye.
I'm a gun throwing patriot, God-fearing patriot. Pricing why they mad, cause I'm really Navy faking it. Free speech advocate, it's on my mind, I'm saying it. I'm about to buy another gun and ain't nobody taking it. Gun throwing patriot, God-fearing patriot. Pricing why they mad, cause I'm really Navy faking it. Free speech advocate, it's on my mind, I'm saying it. I'm about to buy another gun and ain't nobody taking it. Okay.
All red MAGA flags waving through the South like we just want 4 more years. Democrats can't get right. Trumping with that Yeezy flow. Don't go broke on Sleepy Joe. Make America great again.